maybe like within 24 hours or something of that big auroral first display, which is pretty standard as well for like a big solar flare to have some big streaks. In fact, definitely be on the lookout for, or the watch out, or smell out, whatever, for by a volcano or by a big fault line, because also big coronal holes or big solar flares and stuff like that will has a really strong link in correlation, and a lot of studies done actually linking them to not only cloud nucleation but like exciting the particles of magma, um, and so it can basically trigger eruptions. And then the same thing with like our whole kind of global electric circuit, which runs, in through the north and out through the south, and kind of runs along fault lines and stuff like that. So a big influx of energy running through that circuit can also sometimes trigger a quake if it's, if there's already a lot of pressure built up, and it's kind of ready to go. That'll boom it off. So yeah, interesting stuff going on with the old weather. Hey Elbow, good to see you. Smart ship in the house. And I see Jose. I'm gonna actually throw you an invite and just see what happens. Um,
Hey, hey, Easy, did you hear me?
yeah, I hear you. How you doing?
Great. I have a lot of windows opened, so I don't know. I was hearing you bad, but now I
Oh,
see Tristed saying, "Hearing you great, sir." So maybe it's my side, or maybe he was being on irony. I don't know.
I
I'm
hear
not
you
sure.
fine. Let me see. I didn't even check the live chat actually. I saw, like, I did. I quit. I had to, quit the app a few times to get my audio um green circles going. But then once I see that, I know it's usually good. So yeah, all right. Looks like we're coming in strong. Um, but yeah, I was just kind of rambling the last few minutes about all the solar activity. There's another actually. There was another big like X7 flare what day before yesterday. So that's actually probably hitting right now, because just before the show, I did like a quick just look at some of my YouTube channels, some of the ones that follow the space weather and the solar storms, and they were saying that there's starting to be some fairly severe blackouts in parts of the U.S. and other parts of the globe. So that's definitely a sign of, like, the next front kind of hitting. So who knows? Maybe if you got clear skies, maybe there would be some aurora tonight. But a lot of factors play into that. But yeah, there was another one from the same big old sunspot. Just as it was turning the corner of the sun, the limb they call it, it let off another really big one, which thankfully it wasn't aimed at Earth anymore. But we'll probably get a little hit on that too. So definitely not over. We're in for I think we're in for actually a really crazy solar cycle, because we're just coming out of the low activity. So it's just starting to kind of get into the active part of the cycle, and then it peaks. It's an 11-year cycle. So, you got like 5.5 years or so of it ramping up and then cooling down. And it's just like what, maybe like a year into the ramp up. So we got another like 3, 4 years of maybe very active solar activity, which could lead to all sorts of things, including, hopefully not, grid down, because that would really suck for our cryptos to have the grid go down.
I don't know. I'm trying to close my windows to see if it's that I had so many movement today with Giveth between promoting my project, but also I was donating to other projects, and I just got
Nice.
so many windows. And what you say about the solar flare and about all of these, Chacon is on Europe.
Oh
Not too
yeah,
sure where
on
he
tour.
is at the moment, but yes,
Awesome.
he's like on
Love to hear that.
Romania,
Oh, cool.
and he showed us a
Oh my
picture
God.
the day of the solar flare. Looks like he was in the night. They were like in a ceremony, in a
Yeah.
music medicine space, and he just look up, and yeah, the sky was getting red. But then he showed us a picture where the sky is totally like ruby red. Oh my god,
Mm.
easy. That's a purple place. Oh my
So
god, that's
those
if you
are,
took that picture.
yeah. Now the really bright one or those bright two, though, those were like, I think the top one was a maybe like 8 second and the lower one was like a 3 second exposure. So it wasn't quite that bright pink, but it was very orangey red and in that same shape. It kind of came through in these waves. And then I went, that was at a friend's house. A friend was like, yo, there's like northern lights going on. And I didn't have a great view from here. And it's only like a couple minute drive. So I hopped over there and they're just out on the deck, and that's what that's what we're seeing. And we thought, man, we should drive up the mountain. So I like came back home and grabbed my camera and drove up the mountain. By the time we got up to Mount Vision, which where the third photo is, it wasn't quite as active. Um, but that's pretty much what it was looking like. So yeah, it was really cool to see. I mean, I've seen once, one or two other times out of my whole life have I seen some aurora. One of them was kind of like this, where it was just like colorful sky. And the other one, when I was even younger, maybe it was the late '80s. I think it was Halloween, and that's a pretty well known solar storm, Halloween of like I don't know 89 or 90 or something. But it was the full on like you see a picture of the northern lights from like Alaska or something, where it's like kind of like a fluttering sheet, like a wave of um, well, it is a wave of particles, but that's exactly what it looked like. So yeah, very cool for people that are lucky enough to see even more. Like I've seen some really crazy pictures of just like green, red, blue, orange, pink, like all these different colors, just like firing down through the atmosphere. Pretty cool. All right, I don't
Sorry,
hear
I
you
was
anymore.
muted. I was
Oh,
saying like, yeah,
yeah,
it was such an interesting phenomenon. I'm going to say that in Spanish, and you can get it.
yeah.
Uh, and yeah, I got it. It was so like a surprise. I heard some conspiracy theories about it. I heard a lot of stuff about it. Nothing is clear to me. I don't think too much about it because I didn't saw it, but yeah, it can be a possibility. Easy,
What
the
are
short term, internet shut down through these solar flares.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of Amazon AWS cloud service was affected. A couple, like I think Facebook, Snapchat, some depending on where your servers are located. When these particles come through, they hit our DNA, they hit computer boards, they can flip a zero to a one and screw up code, or it can take the power out. So it's definitely a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't consider that a conspiracy theory just because that's the science. Like we've had a few events before where like the Carrington event is the most well known, where back then they didn't even have they just had telegraph lines, maybe a few telephone lines. It was mostly telegraph, and just those copper cables are enough to basically absorb the electricity in the air and then catch fire at the station where the little where the end of that is, or transformers could like blow. And who knows? We haven't seen a real bad one for quite a while. And these weren't even that strong. It like the one when I was like a kid, that was like an X40 flare or something that caused that. And now we're seeing similar kind of aurora from like a what X4 or 5. So that just points to our geomagnetic field being super weakened, which is just another fact because it goes through cycles as well.
So this already happened in the past. Do you say
Yeah, one large event was called the Carrington event, and that was a large solar flare.
Carrington?
Yeah, what late 1800s, I believe, 1890s or something. Um, and that caused like major problems. And we only had telegraph, clickety click clack lines. We didn't even have like internet cables and bunch of above ground, power lines and telephone lines. And Ethernet and just, all that. So it
I don't know
will.
why, Easy, but sometimes I stop hearing you completely. Well, not completely, but it's like I only receive a 20%. It's like
Weird. Let me.
I can understand through it. No, let me try because
No,
Trislit
it's
and
true.
everybody say that you are great. So it must
Well,
be my side.
No,
Let
I
me
am on
reconnect.
my. I
I'm
am
here
on
too.
my phone. Hey, Felons, how you doing?
It's good, man.
Nice. Good to have you. How was the weekend?
Oh, it was great. I mean, just chilling, having some time with the wife and, getting out. We actually went up, we kind of had the more or less our Mother's Day time together on Saturday. We drove
Nice. Oh yeah.
to the top of Skyline here in the Santa Cruz Mountains and
Cool.
touched some grass in the redwoods, so to speak.
Nice.
Touched wood. Anyway,
Touch wood.
but of course, last night was awesome. Playing with Jose Cabrera in the NFT Music Hall.
I know. Sorry, I missed that. I had a rare old lifelong friend's birthday barbecue, and I hadn't even like been out of the house in a week, so
Oh
I was
yeah.
definitely going to that. And they've got like hardly any, they don't even have any cell service, and their Wi-Fi is pretty shoddy. And there was a bunch of people, so I couldn't really bust out the rig. I'm gonna switch over to my computer audio. Maybe that's gonna be better. Let me just give me one sec.
Yeah, so he was talking about the Carrington event in 1859, and at the time it was considered the most intense geomagnetic storm so far recorded. And so, oh yeah, that's funny. He was saying it was cycle 4, but no, it was a cycle 10. And luckily, uh, there was not the full electric grid as of today was. And we'll wait until actually easy when you're back. Check, check.
Check, check.
Oh, gotcha. 5 by 5.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Super clear too.
Yeah,
Hey,
I saw some, headlines, and they were like biggest solar storm in 500 years, and I even mentioned
I
like
lose
in one of my
felons. I
ah
lose
I have
felons too,
yeah,
Vince.
I'm here.
Oh
oh
my god.
I have
What is
everybody.
happening? It's a solar flare. Oh my
It's
god.
the
Well,
solar flare.
guys, it was great. Web3, farewell. Um,
Everything went down,
yeah.
man. Can you? You can hear me.
I can hear you barely.
Oh, okay. Well, I need to turn myself up. How's that
Uh,
now? Check, check, check. Better.
uh, if this is the end
How
of the
about
world,
now?
let me please shield my social impact project. Now I hear you great.
Oh yeah, I just had to. I was really loud last night, and so I put a 20 dB or 15 dB cut. So I just undid that. So here I am. But yeah, I was saying that uh, once Easy got back with the Carrington event, uh,
Woo!
the yeah, woo. Now you can hear that even better.
Choo-choo.
Choo choo. Hey, so it actually caused the telegraph wires to catch fire in some places.
Yeah.
In fact, the little telegraph clickers, they actually caught fire.
Yep. They were melting, catching fire. The
Clickers. What
lines.
does that a clicker is?
Um,
So
What does a clicker is?
the Morse code telegraph is, you know,
Oh,
communicated with Morse code, right? And so you have these little, uh,
it's
what,
like a
what?
copper. It's like a copper disc, I think. And then a metal, like, like kind of
Lever.
heavier piece on top, lever that it would make contact with that copper, and it would send a
lever.
click. A lever, a
I think I'm
lever,
losing you.
a lever, a lever, a dingle, a dongle. Are you still
You,
there? You got
are
me?
you on your phone, Jose? Check,
No,
check.
I'm on my computer,
Okay.
but I don't know.
I
We have a
think
weird
the
day today. It's easy, active.
yeah.
Easy is just
Oh yeah.
Speak.
Yes, I
he's
am
talking.
speaking. I am
Easy is
speaking.
talking.
Yes, he is. You know
That's
what
weird
you,
because I hear
Oh
Jose
my
fine.
god! It's
Jose?
the
Why do
solar
you,
flare
I
attacking
know.
us. It's today's the day.
I
I
think
knew
it.
it.
Hilarious. Hey, why don't you disconnect and
Oh,
come
this
back
is
up?
my train.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hop
Or
aboard.
otherwise, you'd have to be the intermediary, and
I don't think he
I,
hears you. So,
no, he
Jose,
was.
get on out. Come back.
He's out. He's
Oh,
out.
he's leaving.
I see him as out. So
Okay.
it must be his connection. I would imagine that he might be more affected actually by the solar weather. I did see something that it was like and this was even far. This was like down in like southern Chile. I think they were having major aurora displays, and I think I did read about
Well,
some electric
Chile,
issues.
of course, that's
Very
that's
close to a
fascinating.
pole.
Well, yeah, but that's the South Pole, and so with
Yeah.
that, it has to travel.
Well, it's like the echo of the north
Right.
display, then like bounces through and like shoots out in the south.
Basically, it would just come down in the South because it starts at the north, right? And
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
travels north to south, and so somewhere along the way, it would need to pick up more energy. And I guess it really depends on the angle of the Earth to the sun at the time
Yeah, and
of the viewing. Yeah.
the angle of if it's a sunspot that shoots off a flare, is that flare directly earth facing? Is it towards the limb? So the angle of the shock wave hitting, like there's so many things that come into factor to actually get a display like that. So I mean, it is
Absolutely.
rare. um, I have a feeling we might see some more because of the predictions for this solar cycle. um, and if we do, yeah, then like what Jose was saying, we could have major disruptions. And I think probably airlines are one of the probably first most affected. They're, and if you look, you can just look at like I think it's NOAA that maybe releases the solar storm warnings. You go to spaceweather.com or any of those, and it's
Right.
like on the chart. Yesterday or day before, we were in like we were like in you know, solar level 5 or something, which is like, includes health risks to like, pacemakers and migraines and like mental health and like, sleep, circadian rhythm and like all this other
No
stuff
kidding.
that there's been
Yeah.
lots of studies done on. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. And then one of the like kind of first warnings to go out are for pilots, because if you're flying at 30,000 feet or something, you're getting hit more than we would. So that's like getting, a bunch of dental x-rays or something.
Hey,
And like,
Jose's back in. Go ahead and invite him up.
get up here,
Get on up.
get on up,
Get on up.
I don't
like a
know why
dancing
I was
machine.
muted. Do you hear me now?
Yep.
I hear ya. You hear me?
Okay, okay. Yes, I think we are together again. I
Yeah.
see Musashi also that joined to the space,
Yeah.
or he was always
Musashi.
here.
Greetings, Musashi.
Witty. Nice, nice.
Musashi.
Yeah, I wonder if I mean, I didn't see directly. I saw today reports of a bunch of power issues in like probably like no, northern and central US, I think it was. So could be affecting internet for sure, depending on where you are. But I'm glad we're connected once again.
It was a failed
Yeah, I
communique.
wasn't aware. I wasn't aware, but you know what? I don't notice that I have like some latency when I joined yesterday with Felons, and I had some chats today and happened the same. Like I talk and I can hear me that people is receiving me like 2 3 seconds after.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
definitely
it
could be
didn't
some
show
server
up.
issues.
Yeah, it's harp. I don't know, Jose, if you've ever heard of harp before, but it's a
Yes,
antenna
High
array. Yeah,
yeah.
atmospheric
yeah.
auroral, I forget the last letter.
Radio. Uh, yeah, that thing.
I,
Frequency with a
I'm
P.
I'm pretty
Hey,
sure that HARP couldn't do those kind of auroral displays. That's the big boss in the sky right there.
it was the train. Really?
It was the train.
The
It
train.
was the train.
Hey Jose,
Did it
tell me
again.
tell me what my guitar is tuned to.
The train.
That's the one really to pay attention to. What's that? Tell me. Can you tell? It's 443 just for you, bro.
Dude.
443.
I thought it was gonna be train. Dude.
Yeah, I tuned it just for tonight, bro.
433 true or 423?
Oh,
I hear
I'm
like
sorry,
443.
432.
Oh yeah, I was tripping too.
432.
That was gonna be my guess. Would be 432.
Yeah, sorry, man. I didn't have enough to drink yet.
Chug, 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 chug. No, but
I
it
heard
is.
about the ARP, but there's the latency again. I heard about the ARP, but on Spanish is colisionador de hadrones. So it will be like something like
No, not a high.
collisionator
No,
something.
it's HARP is
I
definitely
don't know.
not a particle accelerator. Like if you're
It's not
talking
the
about.
same.
No,
No.
no, no, not at all. HARP is just a bunch of an array of antennas, but they're very high frequency antennas. So they can charge an area of the atmosphere. They can focus those beams, those radio frequencies, and heat an area of the troposphere or whatever. And they can bounce that off of basically bounce a signal off the atmosphere as well as heat that. Maybe they could affect something on the ground in that area. I don't know. I've heard a lot of stuff about HARF, and I don't really buy most of it. I think it's
Yeah.
not
But they
able
have
to
done some
control.
interesting testing. There you go, Musashi. Do you see
There it
that?
is. So that's a pretty pinner
Mm.
array. They have
Yeah.
much
Oh, it's not
larger.
the same.
No, yeah, it's literally just antennas. There are much larger
It's really
arrays
dense.
and dish arrays that would be much more powerful.
But
Although
still,
it would be a great, like, it's the perfect, like, literally like government made conspiracy theory, because they're like, oh, look at this old shitty like antenna array we have in Alaska. Let's make some conspiracies about that, and then no one will know about the real ones we have, like in, like, the Gobi Desert that we're actually controlling your brain from. Meow meow.
I'm sorry, it's the pyramids. Sorry.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well,
Correction.
HARP is under there.
Uh, you know that for a moment I thought this was the accelerator of particles, and I
Oh,
remember a
linear
video that
accelerator.
I saw that was like some people on the CERN
Hmm.
doing a ritual,
Oh yeah, that's some
like
weird stuff.
killing somebody. Yeah, and yeah, the video is so weird. For a moment, I thought it was the same one. In the
Oh
video,
yeah.
to give you context, if you never saw that video, it's like somebody just got out of the standard tour into the CERN, and he started going into different halls, and then he found a window that uh, was directed to a internal garden on the CERN, and he was able to see like all these people like in a circle, right? And there was like a weird statue or something, and then one person went to the middle and went like slept, and somebody like started to stab him, and then the person that was recording the video like started panicking, and he leaves the window, and that's the video. And then
Oh,
like he shared that video with the authorities, and then he received a message from the authorities, like the police, like, hey, don't worry, this is something, just a prank that they were doing on the CERN. And then he went to the newspaper, and he received an email from the newspaper that was like, hey, we get in contact with the CERN, and they told us like this was a prank, so there's nothing to worry about.
that's
And
a really weird prank.
yeah, it was a really weird prank, and it was really weird also that the CERN was already like steps uh, outfront him with like
Right.
getting the information bracketed like in a ping pong type of stuff. And
I
yeah, pretty weird video. Let me see if I can
I
find it.
I never saw that one, but I've seen like I think it may have been the opening of CERN. They did you know, a ceremony as you would on the opening of, you know, a building or whatever, but it was like really weird, like kind of satanic dancing, and like they're like dressed as in like really weird outfits and stuff. And it definitely felt very like I don't know, like culty. So it probably wouldn't surprise me. When you said he looked through a window, I thought you were going to say like a window to hell or another dimension or something. Because I mean, that's what they said they're trying to do, basically. And I, you know, in their own words, I remember one of those early interviews because I was interested
I
in.
think I found
Uh,
the video.
they
I found the
s-
video, but I found a video from 7 years ago, and they think it's on German, but here
oh,
it is. This is the video.
interesting. Yeah, in CERN themselves, some of the researchers were like basically like, yeah, we're trying to open a you know, a doorway into another dimension. So you could take that a lot of ways. Um, I'll have to watch that one later. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, like yeah, totally. Pretty interesting. I'm not that connected to all of that, but like when I hear about all of this stuff, I just remember the like the SpongeBob episode that I told you about, that dropping the bucket out of your head with music. At the end of the day, I do think it's music, the thing that will keep us out of such much, like so much weirdness happening on the world. I don't
Hmm.
know what are your opinions about Neuralink and having something implanted into your brain, but looks like somebody already did it and it's already having some issues. And that's
Yeah,
just normal because you have a PS2 and then you have the PS2 Slim, right? And it's like the first versions of any model, they are usually with issues.
yeah, definitely. I would not want to be the first one with a brain. Well, I wouldn't want a brain link transplant chip in my head anyhow, but definitely wouldn't want to be the first. I did see recently like a video about that guy, and you know, he was like controlling the like it was pretty advanced what he was doing with just his thoughts and moving the cursor around, and like I guess he mostly just like plays little games and whatnot to like train it. But that's some crazy tech. I mean, I don't know what. Yeah. What if you have a neural link, um, and maybe it's because you had like an actual medical issue. It's not just to like get a direct connection to the internet in your skull.
Yeah.
And then there's a giant solar flare and like the server goes down, and then all of a sudden you're used to like being able to like, you know, do your stuff, move around your chair and whatever you're doing with your brain chip, and then all of a sudden it's gone. That would suck.
Oh man, I never thought about that universe where a solar flare disconnects you from Neuralink. That's
Mm-hmm.
really quite a great material for a movie, and I do hope so.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
reality doesn't say like stands over fiction, because sounds really scary what you just said. Also, like happening somehow, because yeah, the universe is getting crazy too, right?
Man,
The
it
things that are
is.
happening in the cosmos.
They just found
Yeah.
recently, just a couple weeks ago, they found a really big planet, you know, multiple light, you know, many light years away. I don't know, seven or 10 or something. But with the James Webb Telescope, they're able to detect, you know, basically what's in the atmosphere, and they found I forget what it was. It was like a sulfur oxide or something. And the only way that we know how that's made is through organic processes, basically like little ocean life. And it was like a really high amount. So they're like, oh, we really think we just found a planet that would have at least, you know, microbial life on it. So all sorts of stuff like that's being found, and like they keep like breaking physics. They're like, oh shit, we just discovered this like massive, galaxy that's like way too big than it should be for its age, and things are just starting to, I think, unravel a little bit with the classic paradigm um, of physics. And then you have, of course, like all the social stuff going on, which is like just crazy mayhem. People are just people are crazy, and they they want everybody to like accommodate them. And not every, you kind of got to do shit for yourself out there a lot of the time. I can't just expect like society to accommodate your every wish.
Curious, are we running the space that is the video feed
Oh,
into X?
probably.
Yeah,
I
let's
forgot
check
to
that out.
mention that, and yeah, I was just looking at the chat a little because there's interesting stuff there as well. Yeah, I don't know that like that CERN video could definitely be a weird acting, but even that alone is really weird that they're pretending to do. They're just doing it's just for fun, We like to play human sacrifice. Who does that? That's weirdos.
Who
Well,
does
that's a
what?
good point.
Sorry.
If let's say that that video of CERN is real and it's really in the courtyard of CERN, even if it's not an actual like ritual sacrifice, the ritual is still real enough without the actual killing. And who does that anyways? Who pretends to have a like satanic sacrifice or ritualistic killing? Like only psychos, weirdos, psychopaths.
Oh, talking about weirdos and psychopaths. I don't know if you on Netflix saw the baby reindeer
Oh
video.
my God, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
What?
because there was something really bizarre happening in Venezuela. So first, let's talk about Baby Reindeer for those that didn't
Hmm.
saw it. It's a Netflix show that what the fuck is Misashi shared on YouTube.
I think that's one of the CERN things. Yeah, yeah. The literal
Okay,
opening ceremony. It was like this weird Satan dance thing. But yes, the baby reindeer. The baby reindeer is based off a true story, and the guy that it happened to, I think, is the one that wrote about it, or wrote the screenplay. And it's this, a woman comes into the bar that he's working at, and she's like maybe acting a little weird or something. It comes out that like she can't afford a drink, and so the guy buys her like it wasn't even alcohol, it was like a Dr. Pepper or a Coke or whatever. And then she like instantly kind of thinks that's like more than it was, and she winds up being this crazy stalker. And it's a pretty wacky story, but all based on a real experience. But go ahead, Jose. You can share what's going on down in Venezuela. Uh, my audio messed up. Oh, everybody else is muted still.
sorry.
Oh, there.
I just went to grab some. I just went to grab some water, and I hear you like, "Hey, hey," but say what you were going to
Oh
say,
yeah.
and I was like,
Well,
"Oh
I
my
was
god."
just telling. I gave like the very basic idea of baby reindeer.
Yes, yes. So it was a case of harassment and stalking that it was represented on Netflix in a show, right? And it's pretty heavy metal what they show. And what happened? Why I bring that to discussion? Because on Venezuela, it just happened a case, the case of Rebecca Garcia, and that have been something trending on Venezuela these days. You
Hmm.
see on Twitter trending Rebecca Garcia, and we were like, "What's this?" Right? So we Vanessa and I end up like checking what was all of this, and looks like Rebecca Garcia is a real baby reindeer that was um, existing here on Venezuela. So I'm going to share this picture just for you to have an idea. Check this out. Check this picture.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I don't want a stalker. No, thank you.
No, thank you, Easy. So this is a pretty real stuff. I'm going to try to check more of these. There's one thing about this case that I shared on Page Tao because I thought it was super curious to share there, and it's that Rebecca made a book and shared it on Amazon about one of their victims and his dreams about stalking it, and like I don't know. I didn't about the book,
Weird.
but yeah, it's a pretty heavy metal story. You can find the book on Amazon, and it's basically she confessing his stalking issues with one of her victims. The issue is that she don't only stalked one girl, she stalked so much girls, like a entire group. So here I share another tweet where you can see her with some neck braces, some damage she did to herself, I assume, and looks like the story is really heavy. Today Tokens Smart is spooky. And she looks like she and his brother are both diagnosed with psychopathy,
Ah,
and they looks like they saw his father suicide when they were young,
sad.
and that led them to substance abuse. Yeah.
Right.
So they had this tendency to stalk people and to make really bad stuff. Like they never killed anybody, but actually all what they did was super dark, and it was big enough to be on social media. So the authorities took charge of that. Let me see if I can find some pictures, but looks like if they was stalking you, they will go to your street and they will paint the whole street with your name and with message to you,
Whoa,
like
man.
it was the same stuff as Baby Reindeer. Like you can get so like what the fuck like about the fact that it's the same, and you can see through this
Probably,
real case that this is something that can happen, you know?
yeah, it's probably like a disease. I mean, I don't know if it's, um, maybe it's, the solar particles affecting people sometimes. But, from,
Wow.
I don't know, social media or whatever these inputs are, in the last, like, I don't
I
know,
think
20
she's
years or
related.
something.
I think she's related to Robert Kennedy Jr. Worms in
There's
the brain.
there's
Worms.
there's so just so much weird behavior in society coming from all ends. Like, yeah, I'm sure there used to be stalkers too. It just seems like there's more and more extreme behavior. And man, it's sad if you like every once in a while those videos pop up in my feed where it's like the showing like someone on a college campus asking basic questions like simple math or like geography or like how many like how many minutes in a quarter of an hour and things like that, and almost all the people just they can't even answer one simple question. It's kind of sad. Don't know where we're headed.
Oh my god, yeah, I saw those kind of videos, but I think that the example you say about the quarter in an hour is just too much. That's real. That sounds to me like it was like an invented video if you ask me, like parodying
Oh,
all of those
completely.
questions because it's
Yeah.
but I don't know if that's real. What it happened? What happened?
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure a lot of this stuff is just for entertainment and set up, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of it is real and people are just, their like attention is spent on such
Yeah.
trivial kind of things. Like I don't know. Yeah, I just it's
I
interesting
just
where.
I just remember a stand-up comedy I saw recently. I don't know why I remember that. I think it's because we are talking on English, but
Mm.
it's about a Venezuelan comedian that was doing a comedy tour on the States, and he was on California, and he went to a pot farm. So in this pot farm, he the pot farm gifted him a lot of weed, right? They were like, hey, yeah, take a sample. And the sample was like, I don't know, so much weed. So he was touring back to Texas, and he didn't know that if in California was legal, on Texas wasn't legal. So he basically traveled to Texas with a big bag of pot in his car,
Oof.
and the police grabbed him in the first stop, police stop, right? He was just
Hmm.
entering Texas, and the police told him, and this is a Spanish dude, this is a Venezuelan guy that didn't know
Oh
English,
damn.
to, that was doing comedy for the Latin American community on the States. So like he barely defended himself on English. So this person told him like, "Do you have do you have anything illegal?" And he told him, "No, I don't have anything illegal." Like he didn't knew that. It was so confused. He was ignoring that.
Right.
So the cop told him that he had a dog, and that the dog was super alert. So, like if he can leave him like smell the car, because the dog
Yep.
was super alert, and he was like, "Of course, official, I don't have nothing illegal." Like, what do you mean?
Oh
So
man.
he was, and also the culture with the police here is totally different. So his approach was super Caribbean. It was different. There was a cultural barrier, and an ignorance from his side on the laws of Texas. So the dog found the big bag of pot. We are talking like, I don't know, like 70 grams of pot. He shows the bag. He had some videos with the pot. He was like, "Here is legal, here is
Oh
legal, here is
man.
legal," and then he shows a black screen that says, "On Texas is not legal," because he made a documentary out of this experience, and he explains, all the process. So when the dog found the pot, the police told him like, "Here you have a lot of Mary Jane," and he said like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know this was illegal. Okay, so send me the, how do you say multa?
Like the fine.
Yeah, like to pay something. How do you say
Yeah,
that?
a fine. A fine or a ticket.
Fine or ticket. Yeah. So he told me like he told me. He told to the police like, yeah, okay, so give me the ticket, and the police said like, "Ticket?
Yeah, you
You
wish.
are under arrest in the state of Texas." He told him like he writes, like he read him her stuff. He put him in chains, and he spent like 6 months on the jail.
Oh my
He
God.
could spend more. He could spend more. Yeah, this was a hard
Yeah.
case.
Well,
So
Texas is really like, and it's such a shame because most of the states in the United States now, most of them it's legal. It's not a problem. Texas is one of the few where it's very illegal still. Because other states might just like take it away or something, or maybe you get a ticket, or that's no problem at all. You just can't like drive and smoke. But yeah, Texas is the wrong spot to be with some pot.
yeah, so I'm going to share that stand-up comedy, and I think that you can check the beginning. In the beginning, you will see this is a comedian that is doing social impact somehow. So he did, when the Venezuelan exodus, that people were living on foot to Chile. If you
Yeah.
see if you see the map, that is like traveling like three United States together from the top to the bottom
Man.
on foot, and the people did that to find other opportunities. People were walking. So
Yeah.
this comedian make the journey on foot with all of them. but he
Wow.
was in another perspective. He was like
Yeah, yeah.
registering the reality and living it. So in this video that I'm going to share, the first minutes, he shows a couple of things. He shows a couple of things that are pretty weird and bizarre. He is a weird character.
Hmm.
Like you will see a part where he grabs a popcorn from the street, and he gives the popcorn to somebody that he's just passing by, and the person eats the popcorn. It's just so bizarre. Like,
Right.
yeah, he's just so bizarre. But this comedy stand up, it's about his history on jail, and how that jail of 6 months made him to believe on God, because he was an atheist.
Ah,
So
interesting.
it's an stand-up comedy that it's happening on the States, on Texas, a Venezuelan that got in jail for having pot and didn't be aware.
I'm
And
definitely gonna have to watch that.
man, yes, it's pretty bizarre. Like I told you, he is a character, but what he shares is legendary, because he shares just Venezuelan humor. I hope you can grab it. It's just,
Nice.
yeah, it's a cool stuff. And yeah, you will see like the Venezuelan perspective on on these situations.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that later for sure. Oh, shout out Frankie
Good
Needles in
calling
the
you.
house. What up, Frankie? Good to see ya.
Welcome. I was just scrolling down a lot of people today sharing my social impact project, and I saw Franklin Needles. I thought about sending it, but then I say like, oh, but I don't really never talk with him before. I'm not going to do that. I didn't do it at the
Oh, well,
end. Very nice to see you today.
why don't you share a little bit about how it's going with the Giveth and stuff? How many more days are left? And yeah, because I know you've been hitting the virtual streets pretty good with that.
Oh my god, it has been a golden week with all of these. From the past Monday that we started like promoting hard all of these. I went to Vagabond magazine on Tuesday to share about it. Then I had some Giveth official quadratic funding spaces where I shared about my project, where I shared music. I also went to share on Telegram. On Spanish spaces, I had one or two opportunities to share quick time on spaces. And this Sunday, like the top of the cake, I had a space with Felons on NFT Music Hall. That also meant that NFT Music Hall is again up and being a space for communities, artists to hang out and to have their spotlight on their process and projects. Felons did a great work of curation with me, not only the Sunday itself, but on previous days he was helping me to get into the links that matter, to share my story the most effective way to get donations. And it was super great to have that opportunity and that love from his side on helping me to digest years and years of content and information that
Oh
I
shit.
wasn't aware it was so much. And
Well, what was
yeah.
crazy is I said, compile some, some ideas of what you'd like to talk about, and you don't really need to gather all the all the links and whatnot. And he sends me like, I don't know, 20, 30 links, I think, and I was just blown away. And I'm really glad that you did that, because you were able to come into last night's conversation with a lot of recall, which was for all you guys, he's been making videos since he was 14, and in the NFT space since 27, or crypto, well, Web3, let's call it that way, since 2017. And for all of that work, I mean, it's really a culmination of all that for him to be here. And so, you know, for him to have all of that documented on the
That's incredible.
on the internet,
Yeah.
really. I mean, it's there.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
videos? Is it 50, 100? I don't know. Uh, and we're just talking in general. I mean, because he's done videos with with your music academy and people in the street. I mean, dude, it's just so amazing. You know, the experience. So we can we can shift the conversation completely to that now, but no, really.
What an epic resume, you know?
Yep. There you go. And I had no idea, you know.
Yeah, Felons did amazing.
So there you go.
Sorry.
I'm gonna be posting that soon.
And how long does it run? Like till maybe the end of this week or a few more days?
Yeah, till the
Oh,
15th.
uh,
Two and a
two
half
more
days.
days till the
Yeah.
15.
More
Two
days.
and a half
Whew.
days. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sharing it with. Today I decided to send the information on Discord again and on Telegram again, and I donated to all the other projects. It was kind of
Awesome.
funny because as I was at the top of the funding rounds, when I started donating to all the other projects, what I ended up making was that I ended up having less funds of the quadratic funding match, but at the end that's not the purpose of all of this, and
Yeah.
I was so inspired by like the given spaces, like they are trying different approaches and ways to like get these projects as like social impact projects to see themselves as projects that can create an income but to be treated as in a different context. I don't know how to explain it like deeply, but you know what they do with the gift backs, like you can receive 56% of what you donate on a project, and you can receive even more in other projects depending on the amount of give that or give holders stake on these projects. uh, I got a great boost by Ashley from the Giveth project. She gave me like 800,000 gifts in my boost, and she
Wow.
put me like in the 24th place in the Giveth dashboard. And that's what
Nice.
makes possible. Yeah, that's what makes possible for you to receive a 56% back of whatever you donate to the project. And you can stake that you got in return, and you can receive and then you can stake that give for 2 years and a half. They will have a pool that it's giving weekly gift tokens if you stake them. I think it's one of the pools with less risk out there, I tell you.
Yeah, I should actually check because I was in one of those Giveth spaces. Um, and yeah, there were some other cool, I wanted to support you, but it's probably worth going back and looking at maybe at least just a few bucks here and there for a couple of the other people. Because yeah, also being able to get the give backs and stake that and stuff, I think that sounds like a pretty solid way to use what you get back.
Yeah, and there's also another project. I cannot give you the insider information because I don't have them that much, but long story short, what I understand is that they have a synergy that you can implement between Giveth and this project where basically you can donate people out of free money.
Hmm, that
It's
sounds good.
because
Huh.
they have some way to give you like donation money, and then if you give that donation money and
Oh,
you receive back gift tokens and you put that to stake, you can start receiving donation money to donate that will grow your stake for more donation money.
interesting.
And
So
it
they have like a communal pot where if you are a member and maybe do, this and that, that you're able to uh, allocate some of their funds. So it's like, yeah, you have access to funds that aren't yours to be able to give to, something with positive social impact. That sounds pretty dope.
yeah, and looks like this they're revising their model. Great. I'm really happy to see Musashi that he's been heard. He had an issue with Giveth where his project wasn't being verified. You know that as pioneers that are here, that's like from so early, we had like ideas that when we try to test them, they transgress the status quo even on these places. And
Hmm.
like the project he was trying to bring up needed some verifications he didn't have because they are not verified anywhere. It's basically what happened to me, right? Just that what he had
Right.
is a more complex structure than mine, and well, it need more iteration. But I'm really happy that he's been heard, and that he can move those things forward. And it's so needed to have people like him on that iteration process because it will help to the new waves of people that will get onboarded.
Totally. Oh, damn, we're live on YouTube too. Nice.
I
Gonna.
got told today by a friend. Um, can't remember the name of him. He had a previous name. Can't remember him the name now. But he told me that to not sleep on YouTube,
Yeah,
and
I
he
think.
showed me a couple. Yeah.
Well, I think YouTube being like the largest video content platform is definitely something that should be in the mix. Even if it's just like short content, I think that that's probably maybe some of the more valuable way to use YouTube. Um, but yeah, like I did my little Dracula video to post on Warpcast just like kind of right before the show, maybe 15 minutes before the show went live or something. And I don't get a lot of views there. I have been lucky to receive some of the DGen grants and stuff, but that's a very I think limited audience. Whereas on YouTube possibly can have a much larger reach. Not that necessarily that's going to convert a lot of those people like to come over to Web3 or things like that, but at least you're getting a little something into their consciousness, whether it's just a nice song or little piece of information. Um, but yeah, I think YouTube is definitely worth trying to incorporate.
I see Musashi sharing like, you know, it's still junk what we see about crowdfunding on Web3, and I can understand. He got in the middle of a process, and he has to be vocal to unstuck it. I just sent a tweet of GeoDollar and Trusted Seed. I don't know if you are a member of Trusted Seed, Musashi, because I think Trusted Seed sounds like something you showed me in the past. And basically, they are saying like, if you make something on Trusted Seed, if you have a verify with them, and you make a series of steps in their quest chains, you can receive $50.
Hmm.
They are doing that for people to get to send more donations. Like if, I think it's if you already donate a certain quantity, you can receive those $50. They have $500 to do it, so it was for 10 people to do it. But I don't know the status. I was trying to do it, but I still don't get verified on Trusted Seed, so I'm
Hmm.
paused. But well, wanted to share it here so you can get some context about GeoDollar, Glow Dollar, and Giveth, which yes, well, if you see the beginning, I started promoting from really early as soon as I got the chance, and thanks to you guys, for a moment I went into the $5,000 rank, which was amazing. And I already told you back in then that I was visualizing that I would need about $400 in donations to receive $2,500, and I think that that's true because so far I have $295 of donations and $1,600 of match. So if I go to 400, it will be 2,500. So that's the numbers for this kind of quadratic funding opportunities, which is pretty amazing. One of the first opportunities I got to have a quadratic funding round, and I still don't have too much clarity about how I'm going to use the funding because you see at the first moment it was like 5,000 and then now it's 1,000. So I'm just going to wait till they give the funding to know how I'm going to use it. I'm going
Yeah,
to take my time to do it. Yeah, to use it the wisest way possible. I'm planning on traveling to record again with my friends on Valencia, but I also have
perfect.
some other invitations in other places to go and record. So
Oh,
it would be great to find a way to record on all these places in the most cheapest way possible for me to repeat the process and travel more
yeah.
and you know.
I would think that it would be really advantageous to go and do maybe your next song at the studio where you recorded last, partially because partially because it was so amazing, and so much talent over there, but also because they've had their first taste and are kind of on the train now. So to give them that second touch of, okay, we made a song,
Yes.
everybody got their splits, let's do it again and show that it's repeatable. And then by having that repeated success, when you go to the next new studio in another city, you can not only say like, oh yeah, I did a song with them. You're like, no, we have a process. We did the first song, it was success. We did the second one, which had funding and was even bigger success. And now I want to be able to show you how we do that, so we can do that together, and you can do that with other people. But so I think it would be um, a really smart move to go out and do another song at the studio where you did it with those guys last time, and then to start growing the base of studios.
Yeah.
Did I
Yeah,
hear
that sounds
you
amazing, easy.
mention song?
Yeah.
I heard somebody mention the word song.
Song. It's about that time.
Song. Hate to break up this
Song.
wonderful conversation. Yeah. Song.
I
Sing
love
it.
it, man.
Let's do some music, man.
Just do it.
Thank you.
Finish the
Not
Yeah.
thought.
bad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I think the thought was finished. That was it. That was my solid little thought process right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I already say thank you, Easy. That was amazing. So I
Yeah,
think
you
it's
had
a
perfect
great
timing.
space to share the
Song.
music. Yeah. Woo.
Woo!
Well, okay then. So, no, I really appreciate. Jose has been finding these gems of sources, and yeah, of course, support from the community, Musashi flowing so many possibilities of funding. I mean, it's rich. It's rich out there. Just gotta, you know, as I wrote to you this morning, it's being fountains. Just gotta find the right, uh, the pond to aim it into, and for the, you know, for enough fish there to be accepting. And so at this point, this Giveth project is, uh, I'm what I'm suggesting to everybody. You don't need to go big. Yeah, definitely we want to get you up there, but it's the quantity of actual donations too that help the algorithm, right? And so definitely want to support that. We could definitely spend some more time, especially in the realm of Twitter Spaces or Zwitter, I like to call it. Zwitter. Anyway, do you need a little setting the scene?
Can you give us a little table settings?
I'm gonna
Setting the scene.
in 432. Do you hear that tapping?
I will jam in the background and see if it happened. If we do good, maybe I
Yeah.
will mute myself from a couple more songs. Yeah,
Well,
let's
you'll
rock
need to
that.
keep your headset or earphones on if you can, because we got the echo going now.
And I did hear your tapping, sir.
Okay, cool. That means you got two mics going.
Woo!
Voila.
Setting the scene, if you know what I mean.
I'm here
Thank
for
you
you.
so much. I just love your music. I'm just so happy to have Mondays of live music around the world and feel the different nuances, Caribbean and North. How do you say Caribbean? But for you, like, do I say
Caribbean.
Western? What do I say?
Well, Caribbean.
Yeah, the Western
You are
Atlantic.
Caribbean too. You feel Caribbean too, a part of you or not?
Oh, for me,
Tonight.
I'm an island man. I love the Caribbean. Yeah, you set me up.
Yeah, I'm down for some
Besides,
Caribbean vibes.
yeah, have you ever heard of
Hey guys.
music? They call it yacht rock.
No, I haven't, but that's hilarious.
Yeah, you could,
Yacht
do a
rock.
search on Spotify anywhere, yacht rock, and it's the music that we grew up with. I mean, it's
Oh,
absolutely insane.
nice.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Anyway, proceed because
Hey
the
guys.
Caribbean zone is awesome. Bye.
I want to share more from Musashi about the Spectral Lab airdrop to see if he can get the airdrop. So, if
Ooh.
you go there and you connect your wallet, you will see the two options: Hugging Face or a Spectral Lab community. So you have to click on a Spectral Lab community, and then you will check out if you are eligible. I do hope you are. I do hope you are, man. Just let me know if you are eligible. That will make my day. I will be so happy. Um, and yeah, I
I'm
think they are.
illegible.
You are eligible too.
El- the word illegible is not to be
Illegible.
legible, as in not. It's a
Oh,
bad joke. But I'm not
sorry. What
eligible
is the right
either.
word of eligible?
It's eligible. Illegible is actually a different word than
Eligible.
eligible. Eligible.
Ya va. Stop. 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 It sounded the same to me the two times.
I know.
I,
Illegible versus
say it again, please.
eligible.
Eligible.
Yeah.
Illegible
Ill,
is
Eligible.
ill,
eligible.
illegible versus
Yeah.
eligible.
Eligible versus illegible. Two totally different words.
Eligible versus eligible.
Yes.
Eligible.
Yeah.
Eligible. One is faster than the other.
It's kind of, yeah.
One is
Eligible.
faster than the other. Eligible. Eligible. Eligible.
Yeah, basically.
Eligible. That's the difference. That's what I can see. That what how do I perceive it, guys? Illegible. Oh, elegible. ¿Sabe que in Spanish is elegible and illegible? Those the same words.
Right.
And then there's another one,
We get into
unintelligible.
grammar rabbit hole. Intelligible.
Intelligible is not to be
Digestible.
exactly.
Integer. Legible integers.
Tiples. Evils. All the
Oh
evils
man,
for
that's
you, my
hilarious.
friends.
We talk about tangential. Whew. There
Yeah.
should be a tangential token. So every time you
Uh,
go off
yeah.
into a tangent,
Oh, that'd be good. Like a Web3 riot token.
yeah, that and the pun token, pun tag.
Oh,
Pilot
rowdy.
and pirate.
I still
That's a
think
good one.
the why this meme token, where if you hold, you can put somebody on a list or something on a list. It's like why this?
Jesus Christ.
Uh,
The
I
dreaded
don't know,
R
guys.
for
If you,
Japanese.
I don't know if you are into
Illegible.
anime, Japanese animation, but
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying One Piece,
big time.
One Piece again. I'm just saying One
Anime?
Piece again with
Nice.
Vanessa. Yes, anime,
No?
and we are saying it on Japanese, and we are just grabbing
With
like the
subtitles,
cultural
yeah.
references. We are grabbing all, and I just noticed that One Piece is inspired in the Caribbean. I just realized that the pirates were people that
Oh
used
yeah,
to travel in the coasts of Venezuela. Like
nice.
rum is what all these folks drink. It's
Yeah,
like Rome
yeah.
is what.
Oh yeah.
So like like I feel so disconnected at the same time, and it was like the coast of Venezuela were the lands of the Irish pirates. How that's possible, and that gives me so much context on a lot of stuff. But the thing is that One Piece is it's inspired by Latin America, and then most of their superpowers or the character names are Latin American names pronounced on Japanese, and it's just so great. It just make me to like see the beauty on Latin America again from the eyes of the Japanese culture. Is so great. I don't know. I just realized that.
Yeah, I've been watching Shogun and then also listening to the audiobook when I'm driving. Again, I've read the book multiple times, um, seen the old miniseries, and there's the new one that's currently out. I think I may have dropped the last episode. I got to catch up on the last couple still. But yeah, it's such a great book and so intriguing. The Japanese culture.
You're cutting out.
Binks had a great idea. She said, start a why this segment on your show. So I'm going to start it right now. So why this? Did you guys hear about the big like blast tournament that was, I guess, influencer cards, and then like the influencers that you held, the more like retweets they get. It was like based off tweets would be like your score on how much blast gold you got. Why this? Why still stuck on like influencer, like spending like bunch of money on buying their keys or whatever it is? I don't know. I think it's pointless. That's a new segment. Why
Yeah, I
this?
get you, and I
I
think it's
think it's
about us
just why.
getting the yeah. That's your train, AC. Go pick it up. I don't know. I just say nonsense. But what I want to say is that we have to be vocal about what we want to see on space, and I think certain stuff have been happening these days. Like everybody just trying to get rich quick. Yeah, that's where I was going to go somehow because I was going to the
Right.
Degen X Regen movement. Are you saying the Regen Degen movement? It's like the regions said, hey guys, this is an airdrop opportunity, so I'm going to share it too. So the regions on Wordcast decided to make a token and do a call to actions to Degens to stop being so Degens.
Oh, nice.
So they make a quick, interesting meme token. They do a meme token called Regen on Warpcast, and looks like people with quadratic funding projects are receiving a boost on points. I'm actually on the dashboard, like in the
Nice.
top 20, and
Oh, awesome, bro.
they still don't share the tokens. They are going to share points and stuff, but you should check yours, and you can buy an NFT for really cheap Ethereum to get a boost in your points. So easy. I think that you and Louis and I don't know who else is posting on Warpcast, but if you also donated me and stuff, I think that they gave you points. So check it out. I trust it because I saw Wasabi on the top, and Wasabi is one of the most active people on the refi sector. I see a lot of people actually from the refi space on that token, so it's worth to check it out. Musashi just shared a gift that is one of my favorites, but at the same time, I must say that the same action of the indigenous, like using, I don't know if that is rapé medicine, like snuffed tobacco. It looks to me like that. I don't know, but
I think it's a poison dart blowgun.
it's a dart gun, right?
Yeah, because he's killing whatever that chart was.
Yeah, it just grabbed a different meaning to me. For a moment, I thought it was tobacco. And what I was going to say is that to me, it feels the contrary. Like if tobacco actually like gets you a pump instead of a dump. like it was a total different feeling. But yeah, ancestral medicines can feel like a dump sometimes, and the face of happiness after that, like Serpatan, I don't know, it's just so great. Roaring Kitty is the YouTuber who called Squeezy of GameStop back in 2020.
Yeah, that was
I was
21.
reading that too.
Yeah.
Ah, that's interesting. Like Web3 influencer chronology. Um, that's interesting, right? Did you ever get money from those people? This is an open question to all of you. This is an open
Nope.
question to
Did
all of
I
you.
get money from an influencer? Never. I
Yeah.
remember when no you remember when there were a lot of those like, oh, I'm gonna, give away this or that, reply with your ETH wallet. There were so many like, I'm gonna give away this much Ethereum to one of the people that comments below. And then of course also like, I'm gonna sell this art and donate to charity. Like there was just so much fake bullshit posts, throughout, I guess, all time. But yeah, just so much of the influencer like lifestyle and attitude. It's also fake. It's not. In my humble opinion.
Yeah. I think we can corroborate.
Maybe homie's back because he spent his millions and he needs to, get back in on the slice of the pie.
Ooh, actually,
Although
why
I don't know who
this?
it is.
Why this?
Oh yes, I like this. Go
Why
ahead.
this? Polycoma.
Polycoma. Is that when like polyamorous lovers fall into a coma?
No. Last week, Polly, the inventor of, or now, yeah, of pork, and what's the other token? He
Oh
faked,
yeah.
and I still haven't seen lately. Yeah, the Pepe fork pork, perky pork. Anyway, he faked being injured. Well, actually overdosing and going into coma. And look at you got to look at it. It's hilarious. It's
What
if
well
you
what did the
go on.
charts do?
Oh, dude, I think
They
to be.
skyrocket because the inventor was dead?
Let's see. I haven't checked. Actually, haven't you been following this, um, 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 Binks? You must have been following it. Let's look. I haven't checked it for a while.
Well,
Polycoma.
actually, if that's the case, you could be made a case of by, that would basically be like manipulating a, some class of some sort.
Yeah, and
Do it, but
That's
hold on.
a that remember me so much to Better Call Saul. I don't know if you saw like Jimmy McGill on Breaking Bad and then in his
mhm.
show, but that just sounds to me like that type of thing. So he just killed himself on Web3. It's Pauli, the guy that did that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just
That is
ridiculous.
such a grab of attention. Honestly, that's some bullshit.
Well, and on top of that, the person that was acting on his account, spewing all this stuff, uh, they were saying it was his boyfriend, his partner, doing all the
Oh,
text,
like,
and so
don't really give a shit
Polly,
much about what
I
he does
know
in his private life, but having a
exactly.
big old, oh, we were just pretending that he, was in a coma overdosing. What if your fiance had just overdosed in a coma by accidentally smoking a joint that somebody had like laced with fentanyl or something, and then you see that shit? That would affect you really
Well,
strongly. So,
what,
be a little
what's even
considerate for other people. Don't be a
you know
dick.
Well, what's even worse is that the picture that was posted of him being in a coma was of a completely different. It was an actual injured person from some other, like, you know, I'd have to look at exactly where he was called to task on it. But yeah, it was totally fucked up. So anyway, why this? I just
Why this? That was a great one. So this is why maybe if we keep, we have the new segment, why this? Maybe if it gets like, well, not popular enough, but if people enjoy it enough, we could make the coin and just have it like, fuck it. It doesn't need to fucking make any money or anything, but we could just make a coin in a site and maybe we just airdrop it on the shows and shit. And if you get up to 10,000, you can put a link on that page, the why this page, and then anybody can go look and see like what are people hating on? What's the lamest shit out there? And that would be us saying like why this and posting like Polly's tweet or whatever the fuck. Jump on stage,
That
little
is
baby.
the idea you told me, like a. That's the idea you told me, like a shame
Yeah,
wall.
it's the meme
Let's do
coin
that.
with a silly mission to
Let's do
expose
that.
lame ass
Yeah.
shit in Web3, or it could be anywhere.
Let's
It's
put.
you just
Let's put.
you Trizlet, can we do that? Can we have
Let's
just a
put.
public page
Please.
where it's token gated to 10,000 why this coins?
Let's put Koopa Troopa there.
Yeah, totally.
This
Exactly.
is
That's
financial
exactly
advice.
kind of
But
we'll put the
this is
list.
financial advice. Like,
We'll put the lists up there. We'll put the like all these stupid ass things that people do for their narcissism.
yeah.
How's it going, Lou?
I'm not saying this because I'm
Yeah,
not saying
Louis,
this
good
because
to
I
see you.
hate Koopa. I'm saying this because Koopa owns me money. He owns me money. He still doesn't pay.
And
In the
he
meantime,
won't.
he deserves
He
to be
probably
on the shame wall.
he probably has
you
hundreds
what
of people that are in the same situation as you because they were like, oh, this person has like some legitimacy because they have a lot of followers and interact with like projects and whatever, right? And then you can just take advantage of people. I mean, not that it was at all the same, but like Magmaster bailed owing hella people little bits of money. Like, some people are just they pretend to be a bro and they're really just only out for themselves and they'll do SA, whatever it takes for them to get what they want, which is money.
Celebrating that Vince took money because that was my lesson the other day with the DC Havoc token I show you. You saw that I got like 6 opportunities to get money and I didn't do because I was trying to get I don't know what telepathy, mind control on the chart. I don't know what I was waiting for, but you should take your gains even if it's whatever. Like you should take them. And
GameStop.
it's
Is this related at all to like GameStop in any way, or it's just like a meme token?
Yeah.
It's called GameStop. Because I'm not familiar with the token.
Well, the chart that Musashi just put up, that is the stock on the NYSE.
Oh, the stock. No, but I see the GME that's right
GME.
above it.
Yep.
GameStop WEF.
GME is the
Louis
token that
says
just
that-
came out today or yesterday.
Louis says
And-
that we cannot hear him. Louis, we cannot hear you.
Oh
Is the
yeah,
solar
Louis.
flare.
Sorry, we can't hear you. You gotta just jump out and jump in. I would love to have you in the
Yo.
conversation. Oh yeah, you're there.
there he is.
The
Yo.
goat.
My
What up?
fault. What up?
It's
What
Louis,
up?
baby?
Just another. I feel like I come here every time I'm sick. I'm fucking sick as a dog.
Ah,
My son's a germ bag. And now I'm fucking sick as
Yeah.
a dog.
They are. It'll be a few years of that. Sorry, bro.
Man.
A few years of that. Sorry, bro.
But
It keeps the spice.
It's all good.
Come on, you just
It's all good. Nah, Biggs, I don't know. Listen, I don't fucking know what this guy's doing. And maybe he's got some fucking secrets, but anybody who we always believed in to have secrets that would benefit us never really did. So I'm not really down for that whole kind of cause and movement anymore, to be completely honest. If Hello Kitty or whatever the fuck his name is has the best interests of the people in mind, which I guess he has the track record of leading the movement that fucks the hedge funds, then he'll do that again and he'll bring liquidity to the people and not to the fucking businesses. But anybody who drops a coin in this market it's hard to not believe that they're here to use PvP exit liquidity tactics.
Yeah.
It's just
So,
hard for
but
me to accept that.
is this token tied in any way to the stock or the GameStop company, or it's just made by one of the dudes that was involved with the whole like GameStop movement and saving the stock and getting a bunch of money from it?
No idea, honestly. No idea. I just learned about it today. I saw the GameStop stock pump. That's why when Big said this, I was trying to get clarity. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if anybody who's associated with this kitty dude or GameStop themselves made that fucking token. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's crazy out there because yeah, you can have anybody can make any fucking token.
Exactly. Yes, exactly, Musashi. Anybody can get wrecked, and most people did get wrecked in that process. The good thing
Mhm.
about and the good thing about crypto, right? And a clear example is, you weren't able to trade the GME stock in early hours. They stopped trading of it 9 times. You can't
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
with crypto, right? And people will
Nope.
say you can't do that with crypto, and it's like, well, that's true, but that's only if you own your seed. So all these motherfuckers who are doing this shit on Coinbase, that same shit's gonna happen to them, as it always has. If you were ever
Yeah,
in the bull market when Bitcoin hit fucking 70,000, 20, whatever, you couldn't fucking sell on fucking Coinbase your Bitcoin at that point. It was crashing. It always crashes. It keeps fucking crashing. But if you own the fucking seed and you can connect your wallet to, a swap site, then you can do it. But I think that people have a misconception with crypto that all people own their seeds. It's just not true.
very, very not true.
What did Musashi say?
Just
Yeah.
guaranteed to shut down everything on the market.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
facts.
this is something that when I talk like locally with my community and nobody like gets like with Binance,
Oh
like
God, you
they
hate to
are all
see this.
comfy with Binance.
Dragon 8 just pulled the shit that you don't want to see, right? According to Go Plus, the contract creator can
Boom.
make changes to the token contract, such as disabling cells, changing fees, minting, transferring tokens. Exercise caution. Fuck that noise. I ain't playing with that shit with a 10-foot
No
pole.
way.
That's when I
That's
like Discord disclaimers where they add an extra nonsense humor stuff like, and they will grab water from your fridge.
yeah, yes. Big facts. Oh, I missed out. That's why I knew I was supposed to come. Whenever I'm sick, y'all make me feel better. I love it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, crazy shit out there. I don't know. I just haven't gotten into really.
Bing, say more. What do you mean? What's good about the audits? What audits? Like the crypto auditing system?
Well, to find shit like that where you're like, oh, they don't have a cap on their coin, and it's whatever they find. I mean, you definitely want to have hopefully multiple audits.
Right, but if he's
Just-
saying he just audited the contract and he fucking sees that it can be changed, that's good that
Yeah.
we can see him, but that's bad that it's fucking set up that way.
Yeah, being able to disable cells and
Yeah.
change the fees or the minting and
Be able to
transferring of
disable cells.
tokens. Not best sign. I'd take your money and get the fuck out.
Can you say
And like,
honeypot? Yeah.
what'd you say, Phelps?
Honeypots. You could, depending on what decks like screener or whatnot. Typically, there are, contract audits run outside of the actual token owner running their own contract audits, and it'll pretty much show you all the exposures, including whether or not it's a honeypot, so whether or not it can be drained
Right.
at no
Okay.
liquidity. Right.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think we're about to see the parabolicness pop off in the next fucking day to 24 months. I hate that motherfucker Trump. I'm sorry if that offends you, but that motherfucker wins. I think crypto does even better, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
It
Absolutely.
is nuts. It is fucking nuts. It's like crypto, the currency of freedom for the people, by the people, for the one man who is for himself, by himself. But yeah, I think I really do. I'm confident we see Bitcoin at 100K sooner than later. I just think it's gonna happen. It's not gonna stay there, but it's gonna hit it and then drop. And I think that Paulie and all these influencers, these guys, books and fucking everybody else who made all this money in PvP exit liquidity are examples of the exact kind of trader that we all need to learn to be, that we refuse to be because we're good people who make hard-earned fucking money, and we just want to be able to invest in something that we think we can believe in and not worry about it. But the truth is, in my opinion, I don't feel like I can do that anymore. And what Paulie and them do is they take their gain, like the way that people say take your gains in crypto, right? So on meme coins, the time to take a game is usually within the first hour or two of the drop. And most people don't know that. Most people don't know that. They buy the coin, they think they'll hold it for a couple months, whatever. And so that's where I'm not making the mistake this time. I'm very grateful. I have a day job and I've been able to save my crypto, and I've been planning on using it to build my business out and then support my family and all my shit. But like, I still have it all in crypto, but like, it's time to take your fucking gains, people, because that's what they're doing to us. And we just like don't get it ever. We just don't get it. And I don't mean you guys, I just mean like the general masses. We just never get it. And we don't take ours. We need to take ours. And we need to be happy with the fact that, yeah, we might not take Bitcoin when it hits 100K and 100K. We might take it at 80, but like, fuck it, bro. Like, like beggars can't be choosers here. Like, accept the truth. Like, set your fucking targets and don't be a prick. I set targets for 4,200 this last cycle with ETH, and I said, no, don't take it out. You're going to fucking lose it because it's going to hit 5K. Shit went back down to 2,900. What a fucking idiot I am. I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm not doing it again.
I've done it plenty of times.
We all have, dude, because we believe in it. We believe in it. It's part of our ethos as human beings, the decentralization of it, the lack of control that the governments have over it. And it will be worth probably more than the numbers that we're all mentioning now at some point. But we need the money to live. And take yours. That's definitely the tough part. Sorry, I'm going back to the chat. Honey pot, true. Trump's definitely set up for the win, for sure.
I mean, that's pretty much 100% just on the Democrats. they did that for Trump. Like, I mean,
oh yeah, for sure. I mean, dude,
keep trying to keep Biden in. Are you a fucking joke? The guy is fucking over the hill. I mean, Trump is too, but it's like you can't fight something that's popular with something that's unpopular. Like that just doesn't really work. You gotta look for something else. Like,
yeah, dude, that guy's. I mean, neither one of them are it, but the American people are definitely going to think that Donald Trump is it compared to fucking Joe Biden, unfortunately. It is what it is. I'm just trying to make grandma her loot back, and then I can bag hold. Wish I didn't sell off most of my Pepe. Hey, listen, I'm in the same boat, girl. I sold my Pepe. I sold 60 million. I sold 60 million Pepe at $250 or $300 to buy that shitcoin pork. And 3 days later, the amount of Pepe that I had was worth 1,600. So,
dude, you're supposed to hold that Pepe until it's worth 1,000. What, we have a deal going here on the show.
I completely agree, but I got greedy and I said this shit's garbage, so I threw it out. And then 3 fucking days later, it went to the amount I had went to 1,600. But that's the thing.
Damn.
So, and honestly, I'm a fucking idiot because when I bought the pork went up. The 300 I put in the pork went up to 800, and I should have just taken that 800. But I was like, oh no, it's gonna keep going, and then it dropped. Now it's at like $80. What I had in pork that was 300.
Yeah, no, I think for most meme coins, like a couple months is way too long to hold. I hadn't gotten into Pepe. I got was it like $50 worth or something a while ago in one of the crashes? So I must be up a little. Oh yeah, it's up to
Musashi. I agree.
bucks.
I fucked up with those. I did that with NFTs when I was really good with that with NFTs. I sold some fucking stupid board punk yacht club shit trash NFT OpenSea share contract storefront for fucking 1.7 ETH, which is the reason why y'all got hip hop heads, because I couldn't afford to make that shit before Manifold. That's how I paid FUBAR for the smart contract, 1.5 ETH. But yeah, I was good with that with NFTs, but with meme coins, I fucked it up. That platform
Yeah.
instantly robbed us of 1K. Which platform? Wait, which platform?
Yep.
Oh yeah, Paulie's pawn shit. Yeah. No, dude, that guy is like I'm telling you, like
I never ponded.
he's just it's just I don't know. There's something very off.
Wrong with the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just something
How?
off.
I mean, the shit
When
that
you
he
fake your
does, I
death
mean,
for fun,
Yeah.
something's off. Way
And
off.
those are the people in our society who get the
So
notoriety and
that's
the
who you're
attention.
gonna
But go on.
and that's who you're gonna like invest in or behind. Well, that's crazy talk. Who
Well,
like
but dude,
why would people do
He
that?
can. That's the thing.
like,
Because
people who are
That's
Oh,
just,
go ahead, Felons. I'm cutting you off. Go
no.
ahead, go ahead.
I'm just saying that these guys do it because they can. I mean,
Well,
it's
right,
just,
but
yeah.
it's not me, but it's the us that enable it. And
Right.
that's what I'm
Correct.
saying.
Yes. No, yeah.
Why
Well,
would
no, it is me. It
anybody
is me.
follow
You
that
guys know it. It
idiot?
is me. Yeah, no, it's me. It's me. I'm a fucking idiot because I thought I could make money. Because I thought I could make money. I'm a fucking
And you
idiot.
could have if
I would have sold. If I would have sold, yes.
if you thought more like them in a more
Correct.
predatory way, you would have
Correct.
seen, look,
Exactly.
other people are getting in still. It's 3 or 4x since what I did, and so I'm going to take it now before I become the next guy's liquidity. Whereas, but they do it in a much huger scale, and
1,000,000,000%, dude. And like Paulie said it, he said it today. He's like, if you're not able to make a 5 to 10x on the meme coins that I show that make 100 to 5,000x, then you're a fucking retard. And although he's a fucking asshole, he's right.
It's kind of true.
He's right. He's right. Then you completely don't understand the game. Like you don't understand it at all.
Yeah. And mainly why I didn't get into some of the early meme coins, and Pepe included, is because I missed the first couple days. And I was like, nah, that's it. And that probably does apply for most, but for Pepe and maybe a few others, they actually did get, a longer lifespan, sort of.
Yeah. I mean, Paulie has a lot. He loves Trump, right? That's number one. He loves Trump. He's vocalized that many times. And he takes a lot of the same approaches. What'd you say, Easy?
Oh, I barely even know. I mean, I've heard of Paulie, of course, multiple times, but I've never gone and checked his tweets or anything. So I really know very little about the douche, except for he faked his own death recently. And yeah, I remember the pond thing and him basically promising people untold wealth through his stupid fucking little site and tokens. And I just never bought it.
Yeah. No, he is great at getting people to. He has an obsession clearly with being worshipped, right? Just like Trump does,
Right.
And it's amazing to me, right? Because I bought his coin thinking I was going to make money off him, but I still think he's a piece of shit. Wouldn't trust him as far as I could fucking throw him, right? Like, still a dangerous guy, but I'm thinking I'm just going to make money, whatever. What's amazing to me, and I'll leave people unnamed. I don't feel comfortable like some of my fans are in love with this guy, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, how could you listen to my music and be in love with this fucking guy?
Yeah, not get it. What, you freaking deaf or something? You feel the beats through the speaker with your hand?
It's so much. We cannot control our collectors, and we cannot think that our collectors will be like.
No.
It's the issue.
And we shouldn't.
It's the stuff we get so passionate with what we do that we think that what we do is us. That's what happened with me, at least.
But it's shocking.
Yeah.
The magnetism that some people feel towards these, influencers. Trump's an influencer, basically, included there, or fanboys for these weird fucking porn chicks or whatever it is. There these it's weird how so many the majority of people are just in awe at this really fake bravado or over sexualized weird TikTok fucking energy or whatever it is. It's odd. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and again, I think what Jose said is 1,000% true. You know, um, we can't control our collectors. It becomes us what we're doing when we're passionate about it, but that doesn't mean it becomes them. I won't name the name, but if you use Etherscan, you'll figure out pretty quickly that the biggest collector of hip hop heads is an ETH address that's something like President Donald Trump Jr. or President Donald Trump. Swear to God, it's the biggest collector of fucking hip hop heads. And I almost felt like I was memeing and trolling this motherfucker for him to
Right.
to
To buy your shit.
to support me so honestly and like really be into my shit. But like I say shit about that man all the time. And that was great, dude.
Well, what's great, that's actually a huge, that's like a shimmering rainbow for the human race. But there's still somebody out there that loves your music and just disagrees with you on the politics end of things, like, or on part of that, or whatever it is, like whatever, for some reason, dude likes Trump. And but he still also values your music, and maybe he's all for equality and stuff, and he sees some kind of financial genius in Trump that he's going to save the nation from our economic woes, or I don't know, I'm just fucking spitballing. But that's actually, I think, something really positive. And I think I don't have really collectors, but we shouldn't try to like control our collectors. If they find some appreciation in what you do or what we do, that's great. And maybe over time you can have some influence on just
I agree, and I think to accept yourself is to accept others when others don't accept you. And I said that shit many times. I said that shit in raps before, but like so I to accept myself is to accept others when those others don't accept me. So those people you know uh who won't accept me, I just have to accept them, and then that'll be something that I can then move forward with. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's really hard to find peace in a place where there's constant fucking opposite of peace. But the thing with the
yeah.
collectors is you look at them as the people who bring you the shared sustained view of that peace, and then you get frustrated when you see them represent these ideals. But you have to remember, and Louis has to remember that his idea of peace isn't peace; it's Louis's idea of peace, right? So
Yep.
it's not everybody else's idea of peace.
Well, that's
So
what's also so important about just free speech and being able to do what we do, is to be able to disagree on things and have conversations, or not have conversations, but be able to you say your thing and I say my thing, or so
yeah,
yeah,
the thing about free speech, the thing about free speech that I've seen recently, and I did see this in an Instagram like post texting, and I thought it was very real. Might butcher it a little bit, but saw this thing recently that said the thing about free speech in the last decade or 2 decades or whatever is that it's almost never used to uplift a group of oppressed or hurt people, and almost always used to validate
like degrade, or yeah,
to
keep going,
to
sorry.
validate the oppressors. And I think that that is something that is kind of very true. um and it's sad, but it's true.
Yeah, or if it's like free speech, I can complain and like call you names or something, like, yeah, it's
Yes,
the
exactly. Like,
yeah
it's free
the
speech, I
found
can fucking do whatever I want. And it's like, yeah, it is
right,
free speech,
no,
but like free speech was meant to be used to like well, I'm not gonna say I know what it's meant to.
It's
It's a
called free speech.
right,
It's called free speech, not like be an asshole.
yeah,
right,
right, yeah,
right.
There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a slight difference between saying something, that something you are saying being worth of like curation and reception and feedback. So that's why like virality it's like dangerous, and that's why somehow it's good to have curation. But that curation doesn't have to be externally. It has to be for you to know that you have a low pass filter and a high pass filter, and grab your lows and grab your highs by yourself, because it's messed up. It's the era of misinformation. The era of information was in the past. Right now is the misinformation era. TikTok, even the
oh
content
yeah,
on Web3 in your name platform. The best place where I get my news, it's this Monday place, is where I can get the most sense of the cosmos. Because in other place where I can get news, I just get hype. and I just get people selling me stuff. And here we have a different like cosmopolitan culture, and we can address things from this approach and feel heard and seen, and like, oh my god, I'm not the only one with this crisis. But that is because we curate what we say, or at the least, like, with the pass of the years, I
Well,
think that's the sense of the token smart. Like, we're always here hanging out to get a good outcome of all of this, and to understand like where we are set up as a globe, like where is everybody in like the critical mass and the mass, and what's happening on that context, and what is our ideal to go for, and how we can educate or to be part of the classical wave, to name it in a way,
yeah,
like, yeah.
if you're
So
not if you can't be like thoughtful about what you're speaking, if you can't hold a conversation or think critically, then your speech isn't being very valuable anyways. So like,
Big facts. Yeah, I don't see what's wrong with
and
TikTok either. I mean, if you look into the TikTok ban, it's just a covert way of taking away your digital rights and liberties with all the apps that you use. It's
it's not a
it-
it's a
well,
forced sale though.
there's a specific. I don't know if it'll pass. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where it's at now, but there's a specific part of it that literally says that now any activity that you have on any application or any device or on the internet can be used against you in the court of law, which obviously wasn't the case before. It would have to be
Mhm.
subpoenaed. It would have to, right? But now it's
Right.
it's just all of your documentation on the internet is automatically available to law and anybody else to prosecute you before you even have any chance to be notified about it or anything like that, which is part of the dangerous game. I don't believe that TikTok ban was about TikTok. I think that's what it was titled as, but there was a lot of digital liberties that were just taken away from us that they were masking.
I'm sure that they've been wanting to or trying to slide that type of language into digital reference bills.
Yeah,
Slowly.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, also it's that I've looked into it quite a bit, and it's not like a ban per se. It's a forced sale, and it's not like the government's ever gonna like force you to delete your app or anything. You just wouldn't be able to download it in future, like after this year, like a year from now, whenever that sale's supposed to take place or something. But TikTok's gnarly, bro. If you actually like do a little bit of looking on it, like it's just fucking corrosive to like society, in my opinion. But there's plenty of other things out there that can take the place of TikTok. Although it is not ideal to have your biggest social media platform in your country funneled through the CCP, and any business in China is legally tied to the CCP. They can demand any data or for you to basically do anything they want. So that
Yeah.
part of it, I do
yeah.
agree with. You don't
And
want the CCP in control of your biggest social media platform. It's definitely being, used
The
to
the, the problem
degrade society.
the problem is like here's what I'm gonna say. Like, who do you think gives a fuck about American people more? Like, who's gonna take care of American people more, or care about or do what's best for American people more? Chinese government or the American government? My
Oh, the
answer
American
is
government.
neither. No,
Well,
neither.
if you're comparing them,
yeah,
bro, I don't know how
but
much
like
like
from a
you've read up on
cosmopolitan,
the
yeah,
CCP, but
from a
they literally teach the kids in school, Louis, that Americans are evil, the devil, and like literally should be eradicated from the earth. And that's not just like American propaganda. I've been researching China and for a long time just because it's of intrigue to me.
yeah,
Western culture
propaganda is an issue. Propaganda is an issue on all
everywhere.
places. I don't know how
Yeah,
can even
yeah,
we can start addressing to that. It's like
it's
a
harsh.
problem because it's about having the power to have the means of communications, and then communicating something that is not connected to the classical wave, but to the interest of an agenda, and
Well,
that hurts
one
in any
one
context in
point
different places.
one point that I think is directly tied to what you just said, Jose, is that in China, TikTok is very, very curated by the government, and it's all like
That's what I
super
heard.
it's all super positive, like like arts for kids, or like, like they're trying to use that platform to elevate their youth. And at the same time, with through algorithms and our own degeneracy, they're, helping TikTok in the US, and be as degrading as possible towards, just the
Yeah, but what
worst of
about the
humanity as
IG algorithm?
promoted.
But what about
It's
the
just this
IG algorithm?
it's the same shit for any social media pretty much, because they want to just get endorphins, like that's what they go for. But the CCP has years and years of like concerted effort into exactly trying to divide Americans on every way possible. And
Oh,
just,
that I
the
believe for sure.
same thing with fentanyl, same thing with all this. So they are using TikTok. Like it's pretty basic. If you just like took like a couple days and like really looked into it, you'd be like, holy fuck, this is
But this is
gnarly.
kind of my thing. It's just that I don't believe that the Chinese are the ones who want the Americans divided. I believe that the
Well,
American
Americans,
government
yeah,
wants the Americans
absolutely.
divided as well. That's why.
Absolutely,
That's why.
but for different reasons. So the American government wants us divided to control us in their benefit, not ours. The CCP wants to divide us just to destroy as much as possible.
And that's true, but in both outcomes, we're getting destroyed and we're getting controlled to the max scenario. So to me, the reason isn't the reason isn't it doesn't make a difference. It's what's happening.
It's the lesser of two evils, is the way that I would put it. And I would say the CCP is a lot more evil than most of our governing bodies. Just put it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that whole Mark Zuckerberg Facebook shit.
Yeah, I don't do Facebook. I don't do TikTok. I mean, I have an Instagram account for like a few projects that I followed over there, but I haven't even touched that for endless. Like I don't really, YouTube is probably the only social media that I consume that is not somehow related to like Web3 through, Discord. The only Twitter, I never Twittered before Web3, so my feed doesn't have any type of like politics or anything like that in it really. And besides that, it's like Discord, and there's been Telegram, or none of it has been where you like get a lot of programming per se. And
Jose, good shares. I'm gonna watch these. I wonder, are they in English at all or no? Jose, are these translated to English?
Oh, sorry. I was talking and I was muted.
No,
No,
you're good.
they are not. He is a Venezuelan journalist that has like a blog newsletter years ago. I'm talking maybe 27, and then he moved to Argentina because of like Venezuelan problems with censorship, and on Argentina he started to being a YouTuber, and he ended up being a YouTuber in the area of horror and scary stuff.
Mhm.
But he has a background as a journalist, so he used to share the sources of the information he shares. And yeah, he's the number one Spanish account. He has 23 million subscribers.
Oh,
Is one of the most professionals in content. He shares a lot of horror. For example, I'm going to translate a couple of his videos here. He says like 7 mysteries about the Bible, 3 encounters with the unknown. Um, I don't know. He shares about like the most scary like urban explorations, analysis of scary audio files, top 7 politicians that were sent to be killed, for example. Um, I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
He just have most of tops about stuff, and he's actually like a full industry. I mean, 23 million subscribers. He has a team behind, and they curate and compile information. And of course, there's a lot of clickbait somehow in their content, but they are one of the most professionals in terms that they always share the source, and the information they shared is somehow accurate. But what I say about clickbait is that they make sound effects and stuff to make the thing like more scary, and they achieve it. They achieve it
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
uh,
yeah.
scary stuff.
That's fun. No, but yeah, I mean, I feel you. I'll do more research on that too. But I don't know, fam. I just feel like I just
It's
don't
not
feel
like the
like it makes.
government. It's not like the government is really looking out for any of us. They have their very specific own financial and control, mechanisms that they work towards. And but some levers are worse than others to be pulled.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. I think it's important that we're able to have these conversations. It's fabulous.
Yeah,
But yeah, I learned about
all that shit's
DARPA.
for rap.
I learned about DARPA recently because DARPA was the ones who gave, I forgot the two CEOs of Google, but they gave them that grant for their original funding.
Oh yeah,
And they were
dude,
they were
DARPA's funded
basically the
some mad shit.
yeah, and they were basically like the founders of the internet in the USA, and it relates back to the whole surveillance state of Facebook and all that shit. And to me, like that is what it is. Like Facebook is a surveillance mechanism. Um, and I think that to the same extent that Facebook is able to have surveillance on us, TikTok has surveillance on us, and that's what they
Oh,
don't
fuck
want.
yeah.
So whatever. But it's like if is China having surveillance on me gonna hurt me directly? Probably not. It
Mm.
might hurt my fucking government and what they want, but me, it might. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
Well, it depends. They'll make money off that data, and their main goal is, the same as the U.S. world domination and all that. But the CCP is definitely a harsher thumb to be under. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. I wonder what the CCP's role in global capitalism, economy, and state is.
Well, they're obviously the bad guy, and US is the good guy, and Russia's the bad guy, and Europe's the good guy, and
Europe's a good guy.
like
Europe
they
is
just
fucking crazy.
they just play off each other to manipulate. So they all smoke cigars together and like do horrible shit on private islands.
That's all covered in the article. Yeah, no, Musashi, I'm gonna check it out later. But yeah, whatever happens, happens. I just as much this shit can be very overwhelming, and once you start to look at it, you feel helpless in a massive fucking system that you're not
Oh
even a cog in. You're not even a fucking speck of
yeah.
sand in. So I just I focus on myself, focus on
Well, I
being
think
what I can be.
I think that's why it's ever more important that we focus on, the sovereignty that some of the tools in Web3 can give us. Because if we can't be looking out for our own financial and creative and spiritual well-beings and that of those in our communities, then there ain't nobody else doing it.
It's big facts, and I gotta go in like 10 minutes. But it's funny because like something as simple as like some shit's been going on Lens. Well, I mean it's been going on forever, but
Oh,
I just seen like that people don't get it. It's like people don't. I don't know what the percent. A lot of people I'm coming across don't know about the public ledgers when like they're Web3
Wow.
people, but right they
What?
don't know about the public ledgers. So like there's this
They
delete.
come in from? I guess it was Clubhouse, or I don't know, maybe it's Twitter. Fucking A.
Dude, I don't get it. So like they don't know about the public
Or
ledgers.
shit,
So
who's
we're
here?
on. What'd you say? Can you hear me? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Did we lose
I
Louis?
got you.
No,
My audio just went out.
No,
I hear. Oh,
you
he
got
hears me.
everybody here. Everybody's here.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
Maybe
hear
it's easy.
everybody.
Easy, can you hear me?
Is it?
Check, check.
Easy,
Uh-oh.
easy, easy. No,
Did
No,
we
I'm
lose
still here.
Louis? No,
Nope,
we
lost
lose easy.
you.
we lost you.
Oh, okay, I'm back. I don't know what happened. Maybe my Wi-Fi went out for a second.
So wait,
Shit, you were
let me
saying
go
something
right.
good.
Yeah,
It's-
let me go
Yeah.
right to the point. So,
It's the solar flare. The solar flares.
Exactly.
so wait, so hold on. So these motherfuckers. So there's two things. Number one, like we'll do a miniature grinds my gears, Louis Baby style. One of the biggest fucking things that grinds my gears is this thing where people don't know about public ledgers. They have Web3 people. They don't know about the public ledger. Then a smaller thing, these people who are saying like "Good morning, Orb," right? Because Orb's the new big thing on Lens. It's like, motherfucker, do your due diligence. You're not posting on Orb. You're posting on the Lens protocol, which is a blockchain-based social Web3 initiative that allows you to put information on the blockchain that gets displayed and aggregated across whoever the fuck wants to build an app that shows what it is, right? So there's that. But this whole thing about not knowing the public ledger shit came out because, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm in a space the other day and people like, yeah, you could just delete it. And I'm like, no, you can't. And they're like,
Wait,
no,
wait, yo, name names, bro. Who the fuck is
no, I
in the
can't.
spaces? Oh my god.
I'm too nice.
Jeez
I'm too nice.
Louise.
I'm too nice.
Jeez
I DM these people.
fucking
Good.
Louise.
I DM these people after, and I had a good conversation, and now they understand, and it's fine. But like, so they're like, just delete it, and I'm like,
But if you're out there like a fucking influencer hosting spaces and giving people that advice, they need to be fucking a little put on blast.
Well, that's why I set the record straight in the space. But anyway, they're like, just delete it. I'm like, when you delete it, it's not deleted. It's just not being aggregated by the aggregator you're using. Right. Because to me, that's what all of these things are. They're just aggregators, the same way that OpenSea is an NFT marketplace aggregator, the same way that LooksRare, they're all aggregators, right? So when this fucking person said just delete it and then proceeded to argue with me about how you can delete it, I explained to them with a link from the public ledger showing their deleted tweet. And the media in the Arweave IPFS or in the Arweave fucking, data set that shows the media, the content. And they're like, oh shit, I couldn't delete it. And I'm like, yeah, fam. Like, and this is where it gets dangerous because I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, okay, blockchain is the key to fucking financial sovereignty, to true decentralization, to true transparency. But if motherfuckers using the blockchain don't understand the public ledger, then in 20 years from now, we're going to have the same shit we got now with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all that shit. Because people aren't going to know how to fucking use the public ledger to find the receipts that don't exist on the aggregators who don't want you posting about Free Palestine anymore. Because they fucking can delete you from their app, but they can't delete you from the blockchain. But most people will think they got deleted from the fucking the blockchain and the app together when they didn't. So I think that what's gone on in Lens has been such a major eye-opening experience for me about how many people who are in Web3 who truly aren't aware of the technology behind Web3, which we've known for a while with NFTs. But goddamn, if I see another one of you motherfuckers post Good Morning Orb on that motherfucking site, I think it's time I'm about to come for you fucking publicly because we can't do this to ourselves. We can't do this to you. We can't do this to me. And most importantly, we can't do this to the children who are going to end up using these fucking applications as their main sources of social media when they're fucking 20 years old in fucking 20 years. They need to understand the fucking blockchain protocols and tech. And I digress. Go ahead. Now kill me. Go do what you got to do with me.
I love it. I love that perspective. That the first step is to stop using GM.
Well, not GM. GM's fine. I love that. Just not GM Orb. Saying wait. Hold on. Ready? Saying Good Morning Orb is like saying like I don't even know. It's like saying good morning
to the artificial intelligence.
Yeah,
Thank you, ChatGPT. Thank you, ChatGPT.
Right. Yeah. It's like it doesn't make any fucking sense. It just shows that people don't know what they're doing. And then like you got these musicians who maybe they're in do any of them have deals with publishers? I don't know, but like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? This is not Facebook, right? When you delete it on Facebook,
it's not Facebook. Yeah.
See, the when you sold under the whole idea of its financial freedom, right? It's sold.
I think I could probably guess who it was, but
anyway, go ahead.
No, you probably could. Sorry, go ahead,
I'm
go ahead,
not.
go ahead.
Who
I'm gonna
goes?
go on mute because I ranted. I ranted, so I'm going on mute.
No, it's just like if there's people that are, let's say a quote unquote like Web3 music influencer, and they don't even understand that the blockchain, the basics of it, what it's built on as a public ledger, we're in trouble. Like if that's like someone be like, oh, my MetaMask wallet. You're like, or I mean my
Exactly.
OpenSea wallet, and you're like, OpenSea is not. It doesn't have anything to do with your wallet. You sign a transaction that lets it read what's in your wallet. Like those are the first things you learn, right? So what the fuck, dude? Like that's very troublesome because then you're gonna get people that are so lazy in their fucking homework that they don't know what they're doing, and we lose the sovereignty aspect of it, and we lose fucking having control of the funds because people are like, oh well, I'll just let so do it for me because I'm too lazy to fucking learn about it.
Big facts, dude. Big facts. And I think we are fucked if the generation who is going to take the blockchain and use it as their own. Because when we're sitting back in 30 years and we're a bunch of old men and we meet up at NFT NYC 2054 and we have our fucking drinks and we celebrate our fucking $300,000 Bitcoin or whatever it is, we're going to
Oh,
be in the
yeah.
midst of all these new motherfuckers who are in our shoes now. And if these motherfuckers
Yeah.
that are new, that are in our shoes now, don't know that this whole thing is based on the decentralized truth and proof that we have available to us, then the same shit that's gone on with the regular social media and Web2 right now is going to happen again. And motherfuckers are going to
Yeah.
think that information's not accessible because the aggregator ain't showing it to you. But if you can read Etherscan, you can see it, right? Because that's the value of it. 50 years from now,
Yep.
motherfuckers want to send messages. You fucking send the message. And if you're smart, which I'm smart, I'm not the smartest, but I'm smart. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but I guarantee you can figure out how to fucking post from fucking Lens straight to the protocol without interacting with any of their fucking dApps because it's smart contracts 101.
Right on the contract level. Yeah.
Exactly. You're calling functions. That's all you're doing. And that's when it's going to get real because when the aggregators say fuck you, when Orb decides that they're not down for free Palestine or whoever, when somebody posts a dick pic of something that looks nasty and they say, we can't have that. Well, if there's truth that people want to be able to get access to, they have to know how to get access to it just because the aggregator says we're taking that off our platform. The same way that OpenSea did so many NFT projects, right?
Oh yeah.
They took it off
Yeah.
so many
Yeah.
NFT projects. But if there was an NFT that you really wanted that was taken off OpenSea and that brought value to your life for whatever reason, and was going to do something for whatever reason, or you just wanted it, you damn well, very well, could have minted that NFT if you just knew how to use smart contracts and Etherscan. And you would have been able to see your fucking, you would have been able to see the one you minted too, if you know how to use fucking Etherscan. Shit is wild out here, bro.
Sometimes it's not even that complex. Sometimes people will be like, oh, they deleted it on OpenSea. I'm like, oh, well, you might be able to see it on Rarible, or it's like people are so. Man.
It's just everything is a get rich quick scheme, and that's why with Lens and Orb right now, we're seeing all that shit right now too. And Frankie Styles, I think he made a great point. He was like, dude, he's like, all of these fucking big collects, these big fucking collects that people are getting. And I got a few of them too. I took my greedy move, but this time I sold that shit to Bitcoin because I ain't stupid. I took my fucking money on that one. But that shit is not sustainable. It's like fucking 5 people out here collecting things on Lens and Orb for fucking over 2,000 bonds. The shit is not sustainable. And we're turning it into a shill space, a kill basically, than we are using it for social media. So I'm trying to get back to like that happy place where it's like, put the buy button when it matters, but don't put the fucking buy button on everything, okay? Like, let's use this for what it's supposed to be used.
Exactly. We get into the cyclical hype cycle when there's a token fucking drop or announce or points or any of that. And I think that's partially why they nerfed the big degen tips too, is because they're like, we don't want this just to be all about like a token, and tips here and do this for tips. And, it's like it should be broader than that. At least I hope that's part of it.
Yeah, but dude, you know, Lens has been fucking great, but I made some fucking bonsai and I said, yo, should I do what I always do and hold this bitch? And my wife,
Oh,
my wife
nice,
was like,
nice wifey.
don't fucking hold that shit. She was like, you fucking made all that money. She's like, what if that goes to fucking zero? Why would you hold that? And I was like,
Right.
you know what? I'm gonna
Good
do it just
woman.
because you told me. I was like, I never fucking sell it, but I'm gonna sell it. And I fucking took half of it and I sold it to Bitcoin, and that shit went up. And I
Woohoo!
fucking
Finally.
I took the other half and I put it in DAI, you know, and that makes you feel good. It makes you feel good because now you
Yeah.
actually have value that you know, because God knows the fuck's gonna happen to bonsai. You know, if these
Yeah.
motherfuckers are smart, they're giving 250,000 or whatever, 250 million bonsai, which is $250,000 or 10 million bonsai. They're giving an orb. A bonsai, the bonsai team is giving 10 million bonsai to orb, which is like $250,000. In
Mhm.
my opinion, you'd be a
What's the market
fucking
cap?
idiot. I don't know. You'd have to look. In my opinion, you'd be a fucking idiot to not distribute that to the people who are using the app for the social purposes, for the people who are
Yeah.
liking, commenting, engaging in a way that makes the app a social media app. I love being an artist, and ain't nobody gonna ever complain about getting a fucking drop when you're a creator and you use the fucking system. Yes, it's nice, right? It's good. It's all good. But if we want to make this shit sustainable, take the fucking 10 million bonsai, 250K, sink it into the people who use your app most for the purpose you want it to be used for, which is social, and fucking allow
Like,
them to use that liquidity to put back into the market and fucking collect what they want and let the fucking wheels continue to turn. Because this guy,
yeah.
Prince Tawari, I don't know if you've seen this guy, Prince Tawari, on fucking
Uh,
yeah, he's the one who collected Violetta's fucking video for fucking for
I have seen it.
yeah, he collected Violetta's video for 200K. He collected Domino's shitty fucking video for 255K. Yeah, that's right. I said it. I don't give a shit. That motherfucker don't rap.
does
He
that
raps
up?
like the same. You
Does that up my shitty Violetta bags though?
Unfortunately no, but I believe way more in
Not.
Violetta than Domino, honestly. But that's just my own fucking issue with him. Anyway, the point is that this guy Prince Tawari, he's probably from fucking the bonsai team. Look at his wallet. Learn how to use public ledger. When did the fucking bonsai token drop? When did his wallet get fucking the bonsai? When did his wallet get created? When were the fucking first transactions happening? Fam.
Right.
Fam.
You got to be a little. You got to be
If
able to digital sleuth it.
listen, I ain't
We have
trying
the
to be a
tools.
I ain't trying to be a bitch because that motherfucker gave me money too. But at the same point in time, I would be an idiot if I was. And I love that I get to talk to you guys because I talk to you guys so real. Unlike I talk to, I don't share all the real truths with everybody, but I'm sharing. I give you all of the real
This
truths.
is our
But
asylum. This is our asylum. Don't
it
worry.
is.
Don't worry.
It
It's just
really
us
is.
and the people on YouTube
But
and
bro,
Twitch and on Space.
but the point is if you fucking can't, if you're gonna sit here and tell me that this motherfucker Prince Tawari, who has moved over fucking $250,000 already of bonsai to buy these NFTs and has not made one secondary sale yet, and that motherfucker ain't part of the bonsai or lens fucking team, then fam, you ain't got a fucking brain in your body. That motherfucker is 100,000%. It could be Stanny. It could be Nihilist, the creator of Orb. I don't fucking know who it is, but I'm telling you right now, that ain't no motherfucking art enthusiast. I will tell you that straightforward. And that is what is not sustainable. And that's what the platforms do. They get these hype cycles where it makes them look sustainable and then they fucking die. And that's what I'm afraid of because Lens Protocol is valuable. Lens Protocol is fucking extremely valuable. And I
Dude,
just
if
don't want it to be watered down and turned into a fucking real shit
if we
space,
lost
you know?
if we lost Emanate and Async, like what do
Correct.
these flashes in the pan have? Just a little token and some hype. I mean, and I like Violetta, but like I didn't have a bunch of her stuff. But yeah, it's just like it's interesting how you'll get the success on one end, but it doesn't really filter down to in the actual movement in the markets.
Always still live on X. Hey, listen, if we are, let the fucking truth set you free. And don't fucking
Yep.
forget, In this fucking beef, I'm Kendrick and you're fucking Drake, bitch. Don't forget it.
Mm-mm-mm. Word. Meow, 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 meow.
That shit is gross. You see what's going on with all that shit, that Kendrick Drake shit?
Ah, a little bit.
No, I'm not connected to. I'm not too connected to that. But there's a Latin American rapper. His name is Acapella. I don't know if you heard about Acapella, guys. He's a great rapper
Oh,
of Maracay, Venezuela, and he was invited to a podcast in Miami from some Venezuelans that lives on Miami. And in the podcast, he was treated as a gangster, but like if he was a bad person and a drug addict because he was a rapper, like he was, they were, they were putting him into the cliche that because he lived on the rap scene of Venezuela, he was a bad dude. And they were so disrespectful. They were super disrespectful. Even they told him like, "Oh my God, you are here. I have to hide my phone," and things like that. Like if he was a thief. And he is a great rapper, and he is a king of a beef. So he made a full song named Podcast where he answered to them and he plays as the girl who interviewed him, he plays as the dude who interviewed him, and he plays as himself, and he has rap lyrics to each. It's like a theater rap. It's super great. And it's not the first
awesome.
time that he did it, but it's just so great. I really wish you can understand his Spanish, and if you can see like the podcast he was interviewed with, it was so disrespectful. I just love what he did, and he made a super great virality out of a really bad situation.
I'll definitely check that out. There's a lot of links I'm gonna have to go back in here tonight, but while I'm sick home from work tomorrow, I'm sure I'll have the time to do it. I will
Hey Lou,
say,
there's something.
oh, go
Hey,
ahead, go
sorry,
ahead.
I want to share something more with you, especially about this rapper. When he started like 10 years ago, he was a kid. He made this video. The name is like Rueda de Prensa. That would be like PR, So in
Okay,
this video, he plays as himself, and as different reporters, journalists that are asking him questions about his upcoming album. And he this is from his imagination. I know the way he expressed everything, like the idea. I don't know. I think it can be something great for you to check it out. He used rap and hip hop in a way that uh, I really like because of the theaterness of it.
Yeah,
yeah,
sounds really
yeah, yeah.
theatrical. I love that.
No, that sounds fucking sick. Like I said, when I'm home from work tomorrow, fucking laying in bed, I'll definitely go back to these links. But the last thing I'll say about the Kendrick and Drake beef is that I do believe Kendrick definitely won. However, I do believe the entire beef is a distraction. The CEO of Universal Music Group both has Kendrick and Drake signed to UMG, right? His name is Lucien Grange. He's a billionaire Zionist, and he's a defendant in the Diddy scandal. The motherfucker's making millions of dollars off this beef because he makes money from both of their songs, so it doesn't matter who wins. And it often makes me feel like it's just a distraction about what's going on from Israel bombing the shit out of Rafah as we speak. So
Yeah.
as much as
Oh, it
the
makes
beef is
sense.
going on, and you see it in Web3, and I hate to say it because there is racism involved here, but it's like, black people calling other people not as black if they root for Drake versus if they root for fucking Kendrick, and Kendrick is with the culture and Drake's with the fucking oppressor and all the shit. And some of that I could understand how you could find truth in that, because Drake ain't no fucking culture man. That motherfucker is about the dollar and the dollar only, and Kendrick is definitely about the culture. Um, but while both of them see themselves as however they do, in this beef, they are both, either way you look at it, being used as another way to gain more profit for an organization led by a person who is not in any way, shape, or form using their capital to better the living experience of anyone on this planet, to just accumulate more wealth and greed. So people are sitting here all happy, they're all fired up, everybody's starting beefs. And I'm like, yo, this is a fucking distraction. This is not what fucking rap was meant to be. It's not. There's a point to battle rapping, and that's like a sport. You want to do that? How about this? You want to be a battle rapper, then go fucking stand in the ring live and do the battle rap shit that we've seen many battle rappers do. That's a whole thing. Respect, do it. But you have to be somewhat fucking, especially if I'm Kendrick, like a man of the people, a man who stands against the oppressor. Like you have to be somewhat fucking greedy, because I don't believe he's unaware to sacrifice that to sacrifice what you know as um as what's going on, because Kendrick ain't fucking stupid. He knows this is a distraction, but he's selfish enough that he hates that motherfucker
Hey
Drake
guys,
enough to go after him.
I just got so inspired what you say about like real like meaning of these like rap competitions, right? As like, you know, shaping the skills, like the warrior energy getting forged, right? And that's super great, and that just remembered me to share with you about like what I know about hip hop from my roots. And the video I just shared now, it says like a Panela versus Vitico. Actually, I didn't saw it, but I went to YouTube to search for Venezuelan contrapunteo, which is ancestral hip hop from Venezuela, to say it in a way. So you can find a lot of ancestral contrapunteo, like hip hop of Venezuela, in folklore, and you can even find hip hop between a dad and his son at something they did on their farm to address their issues as a father and a son. They used hip hop. You can say this is hip hop, but they use singing, and the songs talks about the gardening, like the farming, the cows, and they do use these songs also to like nurture the cattle, the animals on the farm. So this is, you know, a lifestyle for them to sing and to make contrapunteo as a competition where they insult each other in really funny ways, using analogies to the farm and analogies to
That's
the
awesome.
maybe I don't know, like you are as low as a turtle that is trying to eat flowers from a, I don't know. They have a really beautiful imaginary, and I think it's pretty cool. Like it's somehow like good hip hop, and it's still a thing here. Of course, it's some super different from hip hop, but you can find the middle point of Venezuelan contrapunteo and hip hop in the modern artist of today too. I will think about
That's
something
awesome.
like that.
I think that like the depths or the heights of the industry would pretty much be, you know, like polar opposite to that. Yeah. So definitely used as a, you know, mechanism to distract and uh, just
But
another
yeah,
lever to pull.
so yeah, that's all going on, and as much as we all indulge in it, just definitely be aware that while we're indulging in it, it's likely that there's bigger fish to fry in the world and we're not focusing on it. So fuck all
Indeed.
that.
Indeed. Shout out Abel in the audience. What up?
Oh, Abel Akanawa. How do I say his name? Akagawa.
Okugawa? Yeah.
Okugawa.
What's up, Abel?
Okugawa.
Good to see you, man. No question.
But yeah,
Yeah.
felons, you were saying
Happy to.
something about financial freedom before. What were you saying?
Oh, well, the whole lie of, you know, the Web3 promise of financial freedom and, you know, stick it to the man and all this stuff, you know, it totally ignores the fact that the, you know, blockchain ledgers are permanent record. It's totally traceable, everything. It's not this built-in, you know, I can hide from the man. It's not personal freedom. It might be, you know, departing from the financial system in, you know, a perceived way, but you still have to go back to fiat anyway. So the whole thing is messed up. But for sure, I was pretty much supporting the argument about the ledger. It's not privacy, and so
Yeah.
And I would say if people are saying like, "Oh, this gives us so much financial freedom," I would more say, maybe financial sovereignty, but that comes with a healthy dose of responsibility for sure. And yeah,
Facts.
there's not much free money out there. That ain't
right.
anything.
No, it's true. It's a total misnomer.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to get this fucking money off that Hive website that I won with. I know Jose won too. I don't know what you did with your money, Jose, but I won some fucking money on that Vibes competition. I'm trying to get that money out. But that's the thing. It's like this shit
Oh,
is like a.
do you want to do
But
you want
tell
to
me,
cash out that money?
yeah, bro, I'm trying to get that money the fuck out. I don't know what that shit is. I'm trying to buy some
Okay,
Bitcoin. They ain't
okay.
trying to fucking hold no Hive.
I
Fuck that
can
Hive shit.
I can help you. I can
Oh,
help you.
thank God.
I
Somebody can help
think
me because the main guy
maybe
who gave me an
maybe
explanation, I didn't even fucking understand him, and I ain't even mad at him because he is giving me money. But if I can't get the money out, then it ain't really money.
how much do you have?
Probably, I think like 300 or 400. Because I made
I
the money from
can
I made the
I
money from
think
winning, and then I made the money from fucking like my posts. They paid me on the posts.
yes, I know how it is. That's the place where I started on Steemit back in the day. So I have, you know that I have local direct options to cash out those tokens to my Venezuelan currency. I'm going to share the page so you can see it. I have years using
Wow.
these services as a way to check my money to local currency, but as I diversified, they diversified. So I always told them like, "Hey, do you accept optimism?" No, but now we do, and they update their page. Now you can check their page. They have Hive, HBD, Steam, Bitcoin, SBD, Dash, PayPal, USD, Tron, XRP, BNB, USDC, ETH, Matic, OP, and Avax.
I like the
Oh
And
name,
I
yeah.
Happy
can
Buyer
cash out
Exchange.
with them.
All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
DM
I
you.
can.
I'm gonna DM you, Jose, because I need help. I just
Yes.
the guy was very nice, and I think everything that Vibes is doing is cool. I have no problem with it. But I just when I asked him about how do I get the money out, it was an answer that was complex enough for a person who has a very good understanding of the blockchain, and it made me feel like I can't get this money out.
Do
But
you
I
have a
believe that I can.
do you yeah, I can. I used to live from Hive till I get burned out of creating content every day. And I stopped doing that way. That's how I get here doing weekly concerts because I get burned out of doing content every day on Hive to get a living. But hey, right now with the Vibes weekly music stuff, I'm planning on participate like once a month and try to go for the first prize with a really cool song. And that's a great outcome you can get from Hive. And I can totally guarantee you can stake out the money. Do you have Binance? Do you use Binance, Louis?
Not really, but I can, and I have.
Okay, because the fastest ways you can do is that you can turn your, do you have HBD or Hive tokens?
I have both.
Okay, you have to have Hive because on Binance they don't buy HBD. So you go in your profile. Do you use, what page do you use to connect to Hive?
I only used the website that this motherfucker gave me, and it was. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. I'm telling you. And then I'm like, dude, this thing made a
I can
wallet
help
for
you.
me. I'm like, it made a wallet for me, and then it fucking I don't got no seed phrase. I'm like, nah, fam, I don't fucking
No,
play
no,
like
this
this,
is good.
fam.
This is good. This is good. This is good. I can help you to understand, and if I can help you to renew your keys so you can have them again for you to renew yourself, I don't know
Yeah,
if
so
you have
my
them like that
so
way,
so
but
my main access to this whole Hive shit has been through this website called Ecency.
oh
E
yes, and you got yourself your account through agency.
Yeah, everything is on Ecency. That's how I got into
It's
everything.
okay. It's okay. And you got a couple of different um passwords, right?
I don't remember. I don't. I honestly don't know. I forgot how I got in. I have like a password book that I write my passwords in. I don't know what it is. I don't, but that's how I got in.
Okay, we can see it later. We can see it later. We can see it later. By the way, I see Jats is here, and I don't know if he's at the Vibes competition, but he can make use of the competition too once a month to get on the first prize with whatever artist they want to share there. It will be like a social service for people to connect
Nice.
more with Jats there, and yeah, and I think it can be great. But yeah, if you don't want to use Binance, maybe we can find another way to get those tokens into. Yeah, yeah, you can. Actually, you you can use this page. I just have a light in my head. Like, oh yeah, I just find the way. I'm going to show you. Do you have the same username, Louis?
Um, yeah, it should be Louis C.
Louis C.
Ryman.
Rhymes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just found you. So this is your profile on the page that I suggest you to use to access Hive blockchain. So you will go
Okay.
you this is on desktop, but I also use this on mobile. I prefer them. I don't understand SNC. I don't care. I use this because this page is made by a photographer, so it's the most user friendly in terms of design. It's
Okay.
actually consciously made, and it has analytics tool and everything. So you connect there, and you are going to check your wallet. That you can check. Everybody can see your wallet here. By the way, so you will go to your wallet, and you will go to a section. I'm going to screen share. Once this is my wallet. Once you go to your wallet, you will go to the exchanges services section that picd.com has, and there you will have different protocols that can get your tokens out to ETH without passing through every nobody.
Oh, thank
Uh,
God, Jose for the
so
fucking win.
so if you go to exchange services, you will have these three options. Uh, I recommend Stilt Ads.
Okay.
I believe that stilt is like a bad word. Like it's not the best word for a place to put your tokens. But I already use it a few times. Let me go check it fast. Like you click on stilt ads, and then you connect. No, like you don't connect, but you grab the Hive. You are going to exchange, and you decide like, yeah, I want to get USDT, USDC.
Yeah, no, I'll take anything. I just want some
Hmm.
fucking something that's real. And I'm not saying Hive ain't real.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm not trying to gamble.
Yeah, I totally got you. And you know what? There's great opportunities to gamble on Hive. If you see my picture right now, Hive is on 30 cents, and it's always going to 30 cents to 40 and to 50 cents every 2 to 3 months. It's like a cycle. It always does. And it has a lot of time without going below 30. It can go 28, 25, but it goes again to 30, and it keeps steady. I am from the time when this token went from $1 to $13.
Oh
So
shit! So
I do
did you
so
take your money?
yes, of course. Actually, I had such a great timing, Louis, because in the week that that estimate it was on Steemit, so it was not even on Hive. It was the previous token. So I just found the post. I made this entry to the Steemit Open Mic, which was the first version of this contest, and it's my first full band version with my friends. You know, we were super drunk. We bought a pizza. We did a video. You know, it was all super experimental, and we won the first prize, and we split the price, and the price was like 300 tokens, and the token that in that moment went to $13. So I had like 2,050 $100, and I shared that with my friends. Like the video editor and the drummer and the guitarist, everybody got a pay. I got the best cut of the pie, of course, because I was doing a great work promoting my stuff back in the day on these platforms. and it was super huge. And for a couple of months, the token was in $13. So I was having a great moment with these tokens. I was able to get for the first time financial freedom in a moment that in Venezuela we had hyperinflation. So what happened? In that moment in Venezuela, with $20, you can do a monthly market groceries. Right now, it's not. Right now, we have hyperinflation in dollars. So it's like here, it can be expensive than there, depending on the place. It's super weird. It's just so weird. You have like two different realities. You have a reality of people that it's really humble and they don't have connections to the dollar and they don't have connections to like money or industries, but they grow their food, they sell their food, they live a pretty humble life and they are connected with the bolivar, and you can find some markets with those prices, but it's not like the reality. The reality in every corner is that you will find a dollarized country, and it's just so complex. But back in the day, it was amazing, and that's why I'm here, Louis. Like, because of the Steam It Open Mic contest winnings I had, I was able to see that I could earn from Web3. So that's why I was doing 7 years ago and living from that. For a moment, it slipped, it like hibernated. Right now, with the Hive Music Vibes competition, it's like reawakening. So I'm again here on the game, and um, but I know it's somehow it's not like super legal. Like there's a lot of things on Hive that I do have questions. Like why do you have 20% return of investment yearly if you stake with them? And they say that HBD is a stable token, but that is the token that went to $13. It's not stable at all. And that happens when the Koreans started to play with the token, and looks like they are starting to play with the token again. That's what I heard. Not
Yeah,
financial
yeah, yeah.
advice, non-financial advice, but 30 cents for a Hive token, it's pretty cheap because I saw that token go to $2 a couple of times.
All right, well, listen. If I got 400 in fucking Hive, then I'll take out fucking 250 or 300, and I'll let fucking some shit play. But I'm buying some fucking Bitcoin with that shit because I want some goddamn fucking return, goddamn, and I ain't letting that shit go to zero. But I appreciate you, Jose.
Yes,
I'm gonna figure out. I'll use the
yes,
links you gave
totally.
me, and I'll use the links you gave me, and I'll figure out you know how to get it out, and then after that I'm trying to figure out how to get my seed of my actual Hive wallet. What blockchain is it? The Hive blockchain? Is it its own blockchain? If it's its
This is
own
the Hive,
blockchain, then where's
yeah,
its public
its
ledger?
own blockchain. It,
Where's
como
the block?
así? Like what?
Where's the ether scan of
Like
Hive?
the like either scanning Hive. Um, there must be places to see the either scan on Hive, but you can see my transactions and you can see everybody transactions in the wallet of that person. Like I can go to your wallet, Louis. Let me go right now, and I can check your wallet. Um,
You can
and
check it.
I see you have 82 high power. You have your HBD there, and then I see the transaction of Lord Butterfly. I see that you claimed rewards. I see you got some messages from Blue Sniper and from Beam Engine that it's some spam, right? But I can see all those stuff. So it's public in any front end. You just need to look at. But I, you, you just say like another scan, and there's not like a Hive scan. But
Right.
there are spaces where you can check information for sure. For example, there are some developers who made their blogs about showing this kind of analytics, for example. So they drop
Musashi just
that
found it.
data.
Musashi
Oh, they
found it.
have one.
It's called
Oh
the
well,
Hive
there
Explorer.
you have.
You ain't a
Yep,
fucking blockchain if
amazing.
you don't got a goddamn public ledger. Thank you, Musashi. I love you, bro. You're a fucking man.
What's
Jose,
No,
I
but
love you
yeah,
too. You're a
they
what's
fucking
going
man
they
on
too.
Ethereum?
What'd you say,
yeah, but
fellas?
I never got.
I was just saying Hive is its own blockchain. It's not a layer two.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not a layer two, but Hive has a layer two inside, and there was a moment where I had thousands of dollars in layer two tokens on Hive 4 years ago or more. It was for a tiny time, and then the lockdown and the projects failed. Everybody failed in that moment in those layer two tokenization stuff, and also the onboarding in Hive have been always a mess. that also broke the momentum of those tokens. But um, yeah, I just lose the thread. Sorry.
No, you're all good. Guys, I ain't gonna lie. I did not expect to be this amped up and this fucking involved in the conversation, but I guess I just can't help myself. I love you all, and I am gonna have to head off to bed because I'm just shot. But thank you, Jose. I'll tap in with
Much love,
you,
bro.
and easy as always. You're my guy. I don't know if you have a record player, but I hope you fucking spun that record, that Hip Hop Heads
I've
record. See how it plays out.
yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
dope, bro. I love having it.
And felons, I appreciate you. And you know, all the token smarties, I love you guys. Thank you for letting me share my truths, because shit I say here is the 100% unfiltered real, whereas shit I say other places is real, but it's filtered. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace
Yeah,
out.
we're in together.
Woo!
Peace, bro.
It's Louis,
Always good to
baby.
have you.
Happy to see you.
Feel better.
Yeah,
You
it
too,
was
y'all.
good to have you. I enjoyed so much today's space.
Yeah, you too, y'all. Stewie,
We
baby. Peace out.
ranted,
Take care.
we philosophed,
Yeah. Well, my wife.
we
Yeah. My
yeah.
my Web3 widow. Yeah. She just fed me dinner. She was
Nice.
enough. Yeah. Delivery. I'm gonna have to go out and thank her very much. So I'm gonna jump too. I think it's a good time. What do you think? Are we gonna
Yeah, sure. I mean, that was
Jose?
pretty. We
Yes.
had a pretty lengthy combo.
I think Jose,
Yeah.
do the honors. Take us out. Give us a song.
Yeah, we need to hear
need
we
one of
need to hear a
yours.
song at least.
Yeah. Let's do this.
But,
Brindo a tu salud, tú por tu actitud, cool como un dark blue, como el cielo azul, azul, azul. Mando bendiciones a larga distancia y es lo que me tiene las manos cargadas de música bonita. Lo que mueva el mundo será tu energía y esa es la verdad que te estaba escondida para tu armonía. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Mando bendiciones a larga distancia. Es lo que me tiene las manos cargadas. Lo que mueva el mundo será tu energía. Esa es la verdad que te estaba escondida. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración, pura vibración, pura vibración. Todo lo que siento es pura vibración. I felt it. I felt it, yeah. Mando bendiciones a larga distancia. Es lo que me tiene las manos cargadas. Lo que mueva el mundo será tu energía. Esa es la verdad que te estaba escondida. A veces me aferro tanto en los momentos que cuando se acaban me causan dolor. Y ese es mi karma de tanto soñar. Que el tiempo todo lo cambia. Que el tiempo es transformación. Que el tiempo es una distancia que cambia la percepción. Tu frío quítamelo, no me entregues nada. Eterna madrugada nos mira en un rincón. Bailaba sin distracción la canción de la muerte. Nuestro código inherente también se hizo canción. Ha, ha, ha. Canto y conecto los puntos a tiempo con rimas. Y tú no sabes de dónde van mis disparates. Que manifiesto seguido en los medios días. Que dan color de mi esencia a tu realidad. GM
Woo! Yeah, more.
Sweet. Lovely, even.
I was rocking.
What a way to go. Love y'all. Love you, Jose.
Yeah, much
Sending
love,
love to
bro.
everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for the music. Today was tiny music, a lot of rant, a lot of energy.
Yeah.
I wish that
Yeah.
energy, warrior energy, for this week. And peace out. Peace, love,
Yeah,
and
we
whipsy,
gotta
guys.
stay strong. Stay away from FOMO. Hold the vibe. Peace, love, and whipsy.
Don't click the motherfucking links. Good night.
Don't click the motherfucking links. All right. Stay
night.
safe out there. See y'all soon.
Yo. Take care.
Good night, Orb. Peace.
Yeah.
Good night, Orb.
Good night, Moon. Good night, Orb. The cow went over the orb.
Good night, ChatGPT. ChatGPT.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
yes, shine your grace upon us, ChatGPT.
The unity, yeah. See ya.
Good night, man.
Peace, love, and whipsy.
Stay away from pork.